let your friends know that you're watching us here on the new site. And we're just loading on into the game already. For our first best of 5, it's going to be Harstem taking on Wayne, followed up by Spirit versus MaNa, as
Ugh.
unfortunately Showtime has internet issues.
Yeah, should be a pretty good time with all these players. What's up, Aki? Aki's here, ready to help keep track of the Maturino stuff. Call some stuff out, appreciate it. And in the top left, for game number 1, it's going to be the Captain Harstem.
The Captain's such a good nickname.
It's really good. I'm jealous.
And in the bottom right, it's Wayne.
Wayne.
For
I like
Starlight.
Wayne quite a bit.
Yeah, for Starlight Twinkle. And yeah, Wayne is a really fun player to watch.
Yeah, he's aggressive in the games that I've seen of his. Oh, juking around here, going to go ahead and take his hatch at the third, as every professional StarCraft player knows how to do. No problem these days on these maps with the shorter rush distances. Just going to go ahead and say it's cool. I was going to get a third base anyway.
The reason why I don't play Zerg right there. I like my natural at my natural.
Yeah, it does feel safe. That's true. But anymore, what do you do about it, you know? I mean, I actually have seen some Zerg players be like, hey, what if we went for like an extractor trick 14 hatch instead?
Yeah, yeah.
Then he can get it down, and they can't block it.
I can't remember. I did see some Zerg do that lately. And then I think it was either... I think it must have been Raynor casting the GSL. And he's like, no, this is just wrong. Don't do this.
Just take your second base at your third and eat your vegetables, he says.
Yeah, pretty much. The Zerg equivalent of eating your vegetables. You are right.
And it's not that bad on this map, really. Again, unless you're planning some crazy 2-base all-in, even then, it's not really a big deal. So, Harstem doing the same stuff. Got his second gas rolling. Got a pylon. This is the most standard 1-gate expand you're ever going to see. Even throwing up an Adept. Even throwing up a Warp Gate research. And everything is good. Why is it so loud for me right now? Hold on a second.
Scouting
I don't know.
probe?
The music's just like crazy loud. Anyway.
The StarCraft music?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, speaking of StarCraft music, I did not have that enabled. Thank you for that.
Oh, yes, of course. That was my intent, obviously. Oh, man. All right, so Stargate from Harstem. Adept coming in to check, is there a third base? There is. Cool. Is there a lair? How about a Roach Warren? What information are we going to get here? Adept doesn't actually poke it any further than that. I thought for sure it'd go for a shade, try to find some tech, or decides to hang back.
Wow.
And
Holy
yeah, just
moly.
goes for a very aggressive, very naked expand here. There's nothing defending this if like 4 lings showed up.
That is so BM, the timing of,
yeah.
of that Nexus right underneath the Overlord, but Protoss have got things pretty mathed out these days, so I don't think Harstem would go for a build like this if he couldn't hold that Nexus.
Oh, here we go. So this is Wayne being like, hang on a second. Are you kidding right now?
Protoss.
So now there's, well, I was going to say there's 2 adepts. There's 1 adept here at this base in a good position.
Yeah, Oracle will be on the way out.
Yeah, but this is a good number of lings. Look at him microing the lings around, too. I don't think he's going to save
Oh my
this.
gosh.
This is a cancel. This is definitely a cancel.
Okay, so
Nice. Punished.
apparently Harstem didn't have that mathed out, so that is very nice for Wayne.
Yeah, surprisingly. Huh. I mean, sure, a bunch of lings died, but definitely worth it to cancel your opponent's third base. Delay it. Get it out of there. Droning behind it, obviously.
Yeah.
Twilight Council coming in from Harstem. We'll see if that's going to be for Resonating Glaives, Blink, Charge, anything along those lines would be good. Any of those options are just fine. Queen position good enough to deal with the Oracle that already has some kills, thanks to the lings on the other side of the map. And we'll see if Wayne goes for a 4th base, try to keep up economically here, or maybe if he's going to go for like a 3 base. I would say Roach thing, but no, it's lings and Lings and Lings and Lings getting a lair too here, so no. Really nothing he can do to be aggressive. He is throwing down a Roach Warren now.
Yeah.
But his ability to get a Roach Warren down, make a bunch of roaches, and get across the map is not great.
Oh,
right
these
now.
oracles. Flying into the hot zone to get only 1 kill. Tries to get a second. He does manage it. Lots of shields, lots of damage done to those oracles for minimal return damage to Wayne. And Wayne does strike me as a Zerg that likes roaches.
Yeah, I mean, watching GSL Season 2 last week, or earlier this week, guess who else likes roaches? Sue. Holy smokes. Sue went like Roach Ravager in every ZVT that he played.
I was actually just watching that last night, and
yeah,
that was crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, it's not like he never wins with it. He wins with it sometimes. He doesn't win with it other times. Obviously, there is always an expiration date on Roach Ravager. You can't get late game with it because it's just not cost efficient enough. And he did a pretty good job of being like, okay, this Roach Ravager stuff has worn out its welcome. Let's go ahead and move into other stuff now. So I appreciated that. Man, that Oracle. 2 HP on that guy, I swear.
So there's a bit of a charge lot attack going on. Not a charge lot all in, just a charge lot attack.
Yeah, a little bit of Oracle support. Nice plug in that hole. There are roaches, but none of them here at this third base. So the drones have to evac out of here. Roaches are coming out. Queens transfusing each other. Doing a pretty good job. Nope. Queens are starting to fall a little bit. More roaches are popping out here, and this should be enough to shove this away, and it is, as Harstem decides to turn around after getting 4 drone kills and a couple queens.
Yeah, that was quite good, and Zealots being so fast, Harstem can just retreat with them.
Yep, which is nice. It's not, that wasn't always the case, StarCraft 2 watchers.
No.
Treating with Zealots is not always this easy, so thank your lucky stars you can do it now. Harstem fires up Psionic Storm. This next version of Splash here.
Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, there is a 1-up or thumbs up button you can click for the stream, so make sure to go ahead and do that. And also, get your SOOP username. If you're just tuning in and watching, but you haven't made your account yet, register your name before I take it.
Huh. That would be funny. LaughNgamez just going through, taking every possible permutation of a name you can think of for the next, 3 days.
I got 300 emails, son. Okay, so...
Oh, Hydra. I love that.
Yeah, Wayne getting a bit aggressive. Harstem does have Psystorm finishing up. 4 High Templar ready to go. It looks like that Zerg is diving forward, though, but not successfully, as no High Templar yet picked off.
All right. He's trying to storm dodge. He's like, I already have so many storms already. Because High Templar are good. Moves into the third base, Wayne does. Tries to get a shot out over there. Nope, there are High Templar waiting in that position. Charge lots, cannons, shield battery in that mineral line too. And Wayne's like, all right, fall back a little bit. Ravager up some of these wounded roaches. And Harstem just seems like he's pretty well defended here. Crucibles do force some movement, obviously, from the Protoss player. Yeah, he's trying to go after these High Templar, but yeah, Harstem doing a great job keeping those out of harm's way for the most part. On the other side, I don't know what, killing drones?
He's going for it. Yeah, you are right. Those Zealots went back in.
Okay, so the drones, Zealots are causing some major problems there. Archon gets killed. Another storm pops in.
It's close on Harstem's side of the map, but I think he'll be all right. And then on Wayne's side, it is not looking good.
No. Ow, and that's a GG. Yeah, he just lost about 13 drones. He's down 20 workers or so. And he GG's out. That storm coming in such handy for Harstem. Really fantastic showing there. Yeah, army value about the same towards the end, which is not exactly what you want to see as a Zerg player. You want to see a bit of a bigger army value, especially if you're going for Roaches and Ravagers, which are pretty supply heavy. So Game 1 goes to Harstem. Let's see what Game 2 is going to look like. And yeah, welcome everyone to the new platform. Hope you're having a good time. Game 1 was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was well played out by Harstem. Really the only hiccup having his Nexus be delayed a little bit. The rest of the game was really darn good.
did like sprinkling in some Hydras there. I feel like they did pretty well for themselves. I like it more than the regular Roach Ravager, which is more common.
Yeah, Roach Hydra is always fun to watch. Because when the Zerg makes Hydras, it usually means they're attacking, so...
Right. I don't know, maybe falling back, maybe getting some Lurker tech might have been a better move there for Wayne. Alright, game 2 on Oceanborn. Giant map. So, bottom right of Oceanborn, Harstem is back.
And in the top left, this is his map pick. It's Wayne.
Alright, so Probe is moving out, zipping out as fast as he can. Trying to think, it was an interesting composition, honestly, from Harstem in game 1. He had Archons, Immortals, High Templar, Sentry, Stalker, Zealot, Adept. He had like everything he could get to that point of the game almost. Just an interesting little mix of all these different units in a way that I don't see a lot of that. Oh, get that hatch down just in time. Yeah, and the charge lots. So yeah, just interestingly, didn't go like super heavy on anything. Just kind of like everybody has their part here.
Yeah, the charge lot timing was so interesting. Off of 4 gates, just to like run across the map with, it was either 8 or 12 zealots, and just be like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Cool build.
I like it. Alright. Anything crazy going on out here? No. Let's see if Harstem maybe tries to shorten the game up a little bit with some aggression. But man, Protoss are just so good at knowing what to do with the kind of aggression Zerg players can throw at them. They're good at scouting it. They're good at walling necessarily, getting cannons if they need them. Shield batteries are obviously very good too. So it is tough. It's a tough ask if you're going to try to be aggressive, because again, this probe's out here scouting you out. If he sees you get an early Baneling nest, bam, he knows what to do about that. If he sees you throw down a Roach Warren, like as soon as the spawning pool finishes, bam, he knows what to do about that too. So it's just hard to get one over on a really good Protoss player, as Harstem is. You're almost kind of forced into more of at least a 3-base play.
Yeah. We do have Wayne pulling out of that gas, so nothing crazy coming up after the Ling speed. And
yeah.
Will we see a crazy early third from Harstem once again?
I'd argue it's entirely possible. Stargate, obviously. I mean, you don't have to go Stargate. We've seen Twilight openings fairly recently, but just invites Mutalisks into your life if you don't have a Stargate at all. Not that you can't survive. I've seen definitely seen a couple examples as a Link gets in for a scout. Of a Protoss player opening Twilight, not even having a Stargate, Lings show up.
Oh, nice.
Mutalisks show up, causes a problem. Nice pickoff there. And then it's just okay, right? You got Stalkers, maybe you make a couple Archons, you throw up a couple Stargates, you make some Phoenix, you're okay. So, I don't know. It's just a little bit trickier to try to get into anti-Mutalisk tech if you don't open up Stargate at all, but gonna be an Oracle. 3rd base coming in from Wayne. I'm curious about seeing him. Maybe he gets a Baneling nest this time. Although I was thinking about it, man, I don't know if game 1 Banelings are really going to be even all that good. There were Archons, there were Immortals. Like, just a lot of stuff there to soak up those Banes. And I think the correct choice was Hydras. Maybe just more of them, honestly, and dodge those storms can be a little bit better.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't play Zerg, but maybe aiming for Lurkers or something on that last map would have been better for Wayne.
Yeah, probably. You can't get him as fast as that attack was, so probably poke in, see what you're dealing with, see you can't do anything here, fall back, deal with the Zealots, right? And then tech into Lurkers and try to extend the game that way.
I think so, yeah. Okay, so we got that fast forward from Harstem. No Twilight getting thrown up just yet. He's building a third Oracle.
Alright, so far Roach, which is safe.
Oh my god. Harstem's Oracles have not had good luck today.
Well, they've definitely gotten some nice kills today, but yeah, they've taken a lot of damage just for reasons that are not happy for them, I would say. So Robo Facility coming up early here from Harstem. I wonder if that's Warp Prism? He is moving across the map. What does Harstem have here? Just a bunch of Adepts, no big deal, no Resonating Glaives, just here to cause you some problems. Roaches are on the way. Clean count? I don't know, not really enough to deal with this without a bunch of drones dying, but that's why these Roaches popping right about now is really good. My goodness, that Roach timing.
Oh, yeah. Instant recall.
Yeah. Harstem's like, hold on a second, Roaches. Yo. And gets out of there. And one spore, not enough to save your drones from death against 2 oracles. It's the math. More and more Roaches. 7 Roaches getting fired up. Then Glial Reconstitution. Immortal production begins from Harstem. That's what the Robo is good for, too. Getting upgrade and just having a great time picking off individual drones here.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Not getting greedy, not overstaying his welcome, just killing what he can and getting out. Really well done.
Static defense on the way up.
Yeah, those shield batteries are good. Shield battery overcharge especially good. Is Roach just going pure Roach? Is Wayne just going pure Roach? No, he does fire up.
You may as well call
Ravagers.
him Roach.
At this point, no kidding. He loves these guys.
Yeah, Wayne is an aggressive Zerg, that is for sure. Harstem does only have the 1 Immortal now, or a second one just popped. More and more static defense getting thrown up.
Is he waiting for the revelation? No, he's waiting for his queens to walk. I guess they're just there for the oracles. They can't transfuse because they're off creep, so that's not good. Alright, I like the sprinkling of wings in here, too. Oh. Here we go. Nah, nice. Not everything catches on that stasis, but a bunch of lings do. A cannon comes up. Shield battery there as well. Trying to Crucifile down. Where is he going? Nice dodges. Just trying to hit the army there. Good dodge. Shield battery overcharge does pop up there.
Yeah, he's going to step back and wait for that to expire.
Wait for his lings to come out of stasis, all 3 of them.
More Ravagers morphing.
"32 lings get fired up on the back side of this. He's like, this is a really heavy composition. Lings would be pretty good against, actually.
Hey.
So the queens at the back are trying to get these oracles. They're keeping them at bay for the most part. It's a pretty nice concave from Wayne.
And going down.
Crucifile trying to take down a pylon that's powering that shield battery. There you go. Depowers the shield battery. But kind of running out of steam here. Yeah. Ravagers are dying. Zealots on top. Lings coming in to buffer a little bit.
Yeah.
The Immortals don't want to fight Zerglings at all. Oracle runs out of energy. And he's broken through. I don't know if this is GG, but that was a really nice breakthrough there.
Battery overcharge off cooldown. However, the battery does get piled down, so well done by Wayne. Harstem's really teetering on the brink here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This third base going down is probably not the end of the world for Harstem. I don't know if he wants to sack it. He does not. He definitely doesn't want to sack it. I don't know. Wayne's got 6 more Roaches on the follow-up behind this.
Yeah, even if Wayne backs off for a second, he can go in again. He tries for a Ling run by. Great warping by Harstem to complete that wall.
Really nice.
There's the Oracles activating the Pulsar Beams. Even though they don't have that much energy, they will push this army back.
Yeah. I mean, they're just... Well, I was going to say, they are targeting down Ravagers, but a Roach got a couple of attacks there. And Archon's getting overwhelmed here. Look at this. Several Immortals going down, too.
Yeah, Wayne just went for broke.
He did, and look at the problem. 71 to 54 workers in favor of Harstem right now. Wayne did sack his economy to be that aggressive, and it was close, but he wasn't able to break Harstem. And Harstem just casually falls back defended his third base adequately. Wayne's firing up 10 more drones at a time,
dear.
12 more drones at a time.
No spore.
The oracles are coming in. Yeah. Revelation gets tossed down, and actually they just get out of there. I think they probably could have got a couple extra workers, but okay, you don't have to.
Okay, Wayne comes in. Looks like he is going to cancel the fourth base. That's very important. But Harstem looking for a sandwich and finding it. Catches a good number of those roaches and lings. Wayne is in full-on retreat. And we could just be seeing a counterattack by Harstem now. Oh, beautiful force field.
Yeah, it does slow him up a little bit, but it doesn't have that many sentries to throw up that many force fields. A lot of these roaches are very injured. There is no money to turn all of them into Ravagers, but a couple of the more wounded ones are getting Ravagered to get healed up. 16 more roaches in production, +1 missile attack coming in, and Harstem's already getting +3 for his ground units. The upgrade advantage is insane right now.
Yeah, Wayne is in a bit of trouble. It looks like there is 22 zealots on the map for the Protoss. Harstem being very respectful, though, just going to back on out. With no sentries to support this army, really, he is a little wary. Protoss going down.
He's very willing to engage with those charge lots and then just pull back with them. And once again, there's just no anti-air. These oracles, bruh. Thinking Ravagers are expensive, man.
8 and 8.
Whoa. Swarm hosts? What?
Alright, that's interesting.
Wayne's decided to go Swarm host on the follow. Oh yeah, at least 2 of them are dead. Yep, 2 immortals do get picked off there.
That is terrible.
Definitely. And then he's gonna regular old Swarm host here. No Nidus. Revelation does tag the Swarmies.
Yeah,
Harstem knows what he's dealing with. Storm just finished for him, which is a massive boon against Swarm host, man. You can melt those locusts, you're gonna feel much better about yourself as a Protoss player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Harstem just gonna have to weather the wave of Locust. He sees the Zerg army moving out. He's got 14 zealots moving in towards the fourth base. Not that there's many drones here to kill, but they are all gonna probably die.
Going into the third, too.
Yeah, Wayne has to back up to try and defend this. He will be able to clean this up.
What the locusts end up killing?
Not much.
I think they got a robo. I think it got the second robo.
Yes, you were right.
That's about it. Not too bad. Okay, so he saves the base. 10 drones go down. He's down 73 to 50 workers again. He did so much work to get back up in the economy, which is horrendous stuff.
Yeah, Wayne is maxed out, so there's always the possibility of finding a good fight. The Oracles do have energy, though, so once more they can just start targeting down Ravagers. Bad rally for Wayne. Harstem intercepting some of those units. Crucibles going down. Psystorm is done as well for the Protoss, so that Zerg army is going to take a lot of damage, and he doesn't back out. He moves in with this portion of the army, and it just gets destroyed by the +3 Protoss ground army. GG. Harstem takes the 2-0 lead.
Yeah, man. Wayne did that super, super aggressive 50 worker, kind of 3.5 base all-in thing, and he almost broke it. Almost got that third base. Almost broke into the natural, but Harstem just kept producing, had enough stuff, continued to get tons of work done on the defensive side of things, and is able to survive long enough. So we're going to move into a game 3 here. You get a map name from these players. What's up, Banana? What's up, Buttbaka? In chat, welcome. Got a Matcherino link available for you guys as well. And oh, you're right. So it's funny. Go to Matcherino and say log in with Twitter. It tries to go to twitter.com, but that's gone. It's x.com now.
Oh.
At least in my region. So it doesn't work that way. So Twitter's not functional currently. Twitch it is. What? Alright, guess I'll have to sign in with Google. Join the lobby. Site Delta.
Fortunately, with Maturino, you got options as far as what you want to sign in with.
Dude, so many options.
Hey, Phil Epic Bread.
How's it going, Phil? Yeah, Phil's one of my Discord members. He's a Twitch sub of mine, too. Very cool guy from Germany. All right, so Harstem, Wayne, game 3. Wayne's got his back to the wall here. Let's see if maybe he switches it up a little bit. I mean, I guess he didn't make any hiders in the last game, which maybe was a problem considering how many oracles were out, but...
Yeah. I don't know what he should do. Harstem is just a very well-rounded Protoss.
He definitely is.
And
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Just really strong, always. He knows how to do all the things. Good at reading. He's almost better since he started his YouTube channel, which is
I know.
weird.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah. Players that get YouTube channels generally don't improve in their skills in a noticeable fashion.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Harstem in the top left with the 2-0 lead.
And in the bottom right, it's our red Zergy Zerg. It is Wayne throwing up a good luck, but not a have fun. Doesn't want Harstem to have fun. Having fun means he loses. Wayne does. Okay, so Harstem, no attempt at a hatch block here on Sonic Delta. Really long rush distance here. Just going to casually throw up a gate. The gate expand is safe. It's economical. There's no reason really to do anything else. Unless you think you can get away with a Nexus first play against a Zerg, which is actually totally doable. Because you know how often Zerg players go for a drone scout? Never. I honestly think more Protoss should sprinkle that in. Just a casual Nexus first every once in a while. Because I mean, you're never going to scout it.
It's true. I'd be A-okay with seeing that every now and then.
I mean, it kind of auto-loses to a pull first play, but how common is that, is my other question, I guess.
Not very common.
No.
Since Protoss have been hatch blocking Zerg most games.
Right. I guess maybe that would be the reason that we wouldn't see Protoss players do it, because they just... It's too much of a risk the one time they get pulled first every 47 games. It's an insta-loss.
We do have Wayne just going for a normal opening here. No early pool to speak of. A little bit of gas mining.
Yeah, I mean, Harstem is not deviating at all from this opening. First 3 games doing the exact same thing that every Protoss player does for the most part. No reason not to. You can be aggressive with it. You can be defensive with it. It's just it fits all of your Protoss needs.
Yeah, I do not blame Harstem, as it's almost like he just needs to set the game up and then wait for Wayne's attack.
Right. So, man, if you're Wayne here, do you maybe go like 4-minute 4th base? Just try to drone your face off. Get up to lurkers, right? Use the extra income you have to make a ton of lurks and then see if you can handle it that way.
Yeah, I'd love to see a deviation here.
Phil talking about the pain train, which is just basically flooding 3-3 cracklings at your enemy until they die. Kind of harder to do against someone like Harstem. But maybe we will see some crackling action if we get to Hive Tech at all today with Wayne. Not likely, though. Not with this guy. Oh, there we go. Sending out some lings. Speed's finishing up. That 3rd base gonna survive. Man, the opening today, that first game. Oh, nope, coming back home. Where he canceled that 3rd base of Harstem, I was like, all right. We're in a good track here, and then it just hasn't gone that well for him since.
Yeah, Harstem's 3rd. Faster than the Zergs.
Yeah, it's never great when that happens. but hard to do anything about it, which is, again, why a lot of Zerg players just get a fast fourth to compensate. But not Wayne. Not this guy.
We do have 3 gateways on the way for Harstem. Twilight Council on the way as well, so what's he gonna do with these? Is this just to have, or
I mean,
will he potentially get aggressive? Could be those zealots again.
Could be, but I mean, the roaches have been so omnipresent for Wayne today. I don't know if you want to go Zealot or Adept. What's he doing? Resonating Glaze gets fired up. Okay, never mind. You do want to go Adept, I guess.
And it's actually just Hydras here from Wayne. There isn't a Roach Warren yet.
Oh, you're right. No, okay, he does mix it up.
And, I
Base
mean,
Hydra.
Adepts are pretty good against Hydras, aren't they?
Yeah, they do bonus versus light, and guess what's light? Hydras are. So, but the range on the Hydra is pretty insane. Their DPS is nuts. I don't know that I've ever seen a straight battle between Resonating Glaive Adepts and pure Hydra before. So I don't even know what to expect from that.
Oh, Lings do make it into the natural base of Harstem. This is really nice for Wayne. An Adept does get warped on in. Mineral Drill by Harstem.
Yep. 4 probes go down, not the end of the world. The Adepts are showing up with a Resonating timing. Hydras are popping now. This is so weird. I've never seen Hydra attempted against this before. The Adepts cancel their Shade, but...
Yeah, Glaives was a second away from finishing. Drones are
there
just
we go.
going off into the countryside as
man.
a few Hydras pop out and they promptly get killed. The Queens are gonna have to be used in a fight against these. They need to be able to soak the damage. Harstem just shades on in. He realizes there's no roaches and he's like, can I just kill this Zerg? And with the oracles coming on in, he may be able to, but
no. Wayne holds it. I don't know if cost efficient at all, but he definitely held it, and it will keep the oracles away too. Oh my gosh, it's a Baneling nest for the first time today. Harstem throws up a robotic support bay. He's like, all right, let's get some Colossus out here. Maybe some Disruptors would be great too against these Hydras.
yeah, the counterattack could actually be quite scary for Harstem, though. I mean, Hydra's dispatched those few Adepts. There's only a handful more. Wayne's making a lot of Lings to buffer for these Hydras so they can just deal damage while the Lings soak, and there's going to be an attack momentarily. Oh, Harstem kind of missing this army. Completes the Shade, so he's super out of position.
But drags Wayne back home.
Yeah, Wayne just wants to kill off these Adepts.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get a whole lot of them because,
oh my gosh.
The Hydra DPS is incredible.
Only 3 complete the Shade, then they get cleaned up. Yeah, now Wayne can go for it.
Okay, so Colossus have popped, Extended Thermal Lance is on the way, some Banelings firing up at the front here too. There's one Colossus, isn't there? Is it the first one being made in the production tab already?
Yes, that is the first Colossus.
Oh, I thought he had time for one before this. Okay, so one Colossus in this battle. Extended Thermal Lance, not anywhere near completion here. Here we go, Hydra Ling Bane.
Wayne is given a lot of respect to Harstem. However, now he's pulling the trigger. We do see good force fields. That gateway wall, very important. Probe's going to have to run from the Banes. Harstem does pull them into the Geyser. Couple waddle forward. Only one detonates on the workers. However, I don't think Harstem can even hold this third.
No, this is so many Hydras. One Colossus is not enough to handle this pure Zerg swarm. It gets that killed, and that's it. GG, man. Wow, way to bust out a different strat. Sometimes you got to mix it up in these best of series, man. Harstem is going to try to hold this, but it's 60 to 16 army supply, and his second Colossus is now dead, and probes are fighting, and that's it. GG.
GG. Wayne strikes back. Well done.
Yeah, I love it, man. Seeing those Hydras come out, and very unorthodox. I don't think he knew it was Resonating Glaive Adepts. I really don't. I think he's like, oh, so that, okay, that's weird. Oh, we'll see how these Hydras do. And then the Hydras were okay. They were fine. I think the Queens there were a big part of that for sure, as we're on Amphion for game number 4. The Queens helped them stay alive, and then I really thought going back home to deal with those Adepts was not the right choice, but then it totally was. Deals with the Adepts, comes in, only one Colossus available, no range on that Colossus. The Hydras are chomping everything else. They are chomping the Immortals, the Archons, the smaller number of Adepts that were there. The Sentries dying, obviously, too. Baneling's getting some nice connections on shield batteries, and yeah, that worked out pretty darn well for Wayne. Just as aggressive as he's been in the first 3 games, or a couple games, but this time it worked out. It just mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Very nicely done. We're on, again, Amphion.
I, for one, learned today that you can defend Adepts with Hydras.
And Queens.
And Queens, yes.
Because I do think if he had just fought the Hydras there without the Queens, it goes differently. Because the Queens were taking a lot of damage. I think Harstem was doing his best to target those Hydras. But sometimes Adepts, especially with Resonating Glaive Adepts, they're attacking so fast, it's difficult to tell them to, get them to attack what you want them to attack every time they volley. But Amphion, I love this map. Top left versus bottom left. Top left, it's our guy, the captain, Harstem.
And in the bottom left, this time with the 2 GLs, it's Wayne.
Yeah, he's feeling a little bit amped. Feeling a little happier. Let's go. Harstem. Again, weird map calls for weird strategies. That's what I always say. Let's see something odd here. Let's see DT Warp Prism shenanigans. Let's see DT Blink.
I want to see Sky Toss on this map.
Oh, man. Sky Toss would be pretty good. These maps with all that kind of... Well, it's not really dead airspace on this map on the left side. There is ground over there, but you have to access it by mining through mineral line walls. So, not super accessible all the time.
Okay. Yeah, if there was a map for Harstem to go Sky Toss, like, I don't think Amphion's a bad choice, but then again, your third is pretty vulnerable to attack. As we all know, Wayne likes to attack, so...
just want to see Wayne one of these times be like, I'm going to get a 5th base at 6 minutes. And Harstem will be expecting me, and I won't show up.
Okay, there is just a normal timing for everything for Wayne.
Yeah, I'm just watching that production tab, trying to see something a little bit different here. I mean, obviously, the openings have just over the last 14 years, players have really figured out openings for every matchup. What's safe to do? What can you get away with? While getting as much economy as you can as well here. How many lings do you have to make? How many adepts should you warp in? All good, and thanks Spirit for clicking the claim code button. We'll get to you soon, sir.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Oh, maybe it's an imposter. Maybe somebody took Spirit's name though.
No, it is. I'm gonna make a business of taking people's usernames and selling them back to them.
I mean, that really was a thing, especially with internet domains back in the 2000s. I think some dude picked up pizza.com and ended up selling it for like $1 million.
I was literally just thinking that.
Yeah, great story.
But then it turns out it's worth like nothing. Because it's like, who actually goes to pizza.com to get a pizza?
Oh, well, now. But in the early days of the internet, people were dumb. They were just like, pizza.
.com.
Yeah, it's an internet website. .com.
It pulls up a pizza place that's 600 miles away. It's like, well...
I mean, you'd have to sell it to a national chain, obviously.
Yeah.
Because, like, if it just if it redirected to Pizza Hut, that'd be perfect. Man, these oracles. Harstem is playing with fire on these guys today. That's the 3rd or 4th oracle I've seen that's been in the super duper red HP.
Run, run.
Oof, gets out of there. Gets out of there. All right, man. Wayne droning his face off here. I like it. He's droning harder than he has at this stage so far. And then he's losing drones by transferring. Unfortunately, Harstem throws up a Twilight.
I hope either MaNa or Spirit are using custom skins.
Do love a good custom skin. We don't see enough of them in here for sure.
We do not. Couple of creep tumors being cleaned up.
Yeah, these adepts are going to finish their shade. Holy smokes. All right. Deep in. Drones are fighting. Never good at all. 6 drones. That's sometimes what happens when you drone a little bit too hard in StarCraft as a Zerg player. And Harstem fires up Resonating Glaives. He's like, dude, Wayne doesn't have anything. Let's Resonating Glaives this guy to death. Get a Warp Prism, maybe? Roach Warren does pop, so... Oh, I don't know. I don't know about Resonating Glaives, actually, if a Roach Warren just finished. That seems dicey to me.
Yeah.
Although no roaches are being produced, so maybe it'll work out. Yeah, man. Wayne's up to 55 workers. He hasn't made anything. He's got 10 lings for safety. Throwing up a missile attack upgrade here. Still not making any roaches at all. And firing up 8 more drones. What the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
A higher worker count drone play?
Now he's taken the 4th base, so he isn't planning on ending this game anytime soon.
Hey, he did the thing.
Harstem is, though. As he moves across the map. There is no prism with this, despite a robo being made, so what you see is what you get for Harstem's attack. It's 12 adepts going up against 16 lings and 6 queens. There is 12 roaches on the production tab, however, drones are going to have to scramble in the meantime.
They're okay. They're used to scrambling. Adepts aren't really getting much damage. I mean, 9 drones is not great. Oh, man. Like, 2 falling down. Queens transfused. Tries to keep that queen alive. And the roaches start to join the party here. If it's a couple roaches, we'll fight you, they say. As roaches are dying, but then more and more roaches show up. That shade might have been a little bit late, but he is walking them away. Oracle's coming to get some more kills. 15 drones have died.
Yeah, Wayne has lost a lot of mining time at this 3rd base. And oh, man.
Yeah, he's just willing to lose all of these adepts to kill as many drones as possible, even canceling that shade to stay in and fight to the end. 26 drones have died. It's 70 to 39 workers.
Okay, Wayne, it's time to start making lings and attack, because that's pretty much all you got in this game.
That's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough position to recover from here.
Yeah, it is Amphion, so I mean the 3rd is kinda open between the natural and the 3rd. And like, Wayne has no choice but to go for this here, and he knows it, Harstem knows it. Harstem's even making a Void Ray to put a timer on attack, but a Contaminate on the Stargate is actually really, really nice for Wayne.
Wow! When's the last time we saw a Contaminate?
It's probably one of the most underused abilities in StarCraft 2. We do see these roaches moving on in, force fields go down, oracles activate their pulsar beams. Harstem is putting out the damage, and Immortal does get surrounded at the natural base. Some of this army is pulling Harstem away from his battery. Roaches are now in the main base. Keep in mind, Wayne doesn't just need damage, he pretty much needs to win the game here.
Yeah, he's not droning up behind this at all. Roaches, just the damage output is not fast enough or strong enough to really do much. Ravager damage is better, but they're squishier as obviously. Nice take down that shield battery and that cannon, a 2-for-1 play. This Archon would die. There you go. Once the Zealot is down, roaches get cleaned up. The Immortal is out. Or rather, the Void Ray is out, and the Immortal is out and getting target fired and killed. Immortal!
It is
Stays alive.
Immortal.
Shield
Yep.
batteries are
GG.
so good. GG indeed. Harstem gets the 3-1 score win here in the first of our best of 5. What a disgusting display of aggression and holding there from Harstem. Impressive stuff. Woof. Woof, woof, woof. So yeah, so that's our game. That's our best of series number 1 in the bag there. Harstem will move on to our best of 7 final, but first he's got a minute. We're going to see MaNa versus Spirit in our second best of 5 here. 2 players that we love. MaNa, just an elder statesman of StarCraft. He was famous in Brood War. He is famous in StarCraft too. He's got fans of all sorts of StarCraft varieties. We'll see that next, but I think first we're going to take a bit of a break.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to that best of 5. Our first one on the new SOOP website, so make sure you click that thumbs up button on the stream, follow the channel, let your friends know what you're doing this Saturday morning Starcraft instead of Saturday morning cartoons. Some things never really change, and we'll be back in just a minute with our next best of 5. Maybe a couple minutes.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for our second best of 5 of the day. For those of you just tuning in, Harstem was able to bring down Wayne 3-1.
Indeed. So for our second best of 5, it is Spirit and MaNa fighting for us. Spirit, a very, very fun Terran player to watch. MaNa, very solid. He's been playing Starcraft for so long.
Yeah, indeed.
How old is Spirit?
I think he's like 24, 25?
Dude, MaNa's been playing Starcraft longer than Spirit's been alive. So let's just put that into our brains and think about it for a minute.
Yeah, that's true. That is something to behold, that's for sure.
So young kid versus old head. Let's go. Top left. It is Team Liquid's legendary Protoss player. It's MaNa.
And in the bottom right, for Team Na'vi, it's Spirit.
Make some nukes. Make some nukes. Spirit likes nukes.
It's true. Now, I'd say Spirit's the favorite for this matchup. However, MaNa always shows up pretty much. So I think he'll have to fight for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, and PvT is in a tough position right now. It does seem like all things being equal, Terran is just kind of crushing Protoss for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
And the last couple of balance patches have really tried to address this in different ways, but like, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be helping all that much. It's hard to just be like, hey, Protoss, play better, but I don't know. Is there an element of that going on here? I don't know. It's been so long since Protoss has won a Premier tournament.
It's just MaxPax doesn't go to Premier tournaments, so that's part of it.
That's part of it, but like, what about Hero? Hero's great. He's not pulling it off either. He's the last guy to win a Premier tournament for TOS, and like he just hasn't done it in the last couple of years now. Every tournament we get, it's just like, man, another one without a Protoss win?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like, what, Maru wins GSL in Korea.
Yeah,
Dark
Cyril wins
won
everything
not
else.
Too long ago. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Occasionally Clem wins, or Raynor too.
Right.
And yeah, MaxPax doesn't go to offline events, so that definitely skews it a little bit.
One day, Max Pax's prison sentence will be over, and he'll be able to join society and participate in these tournaments.
Yeah.
I love the theories about Max Pax so much. All right, it's a Twilight Council opening. Getting a Stalker. Probably going to be Blink. Just good for harassment, scouting. You can go for 2-base Blink Stalker all-ins with it. Spirit's going... There you go. Factory built the CC inside his main.
Yeah, it was a CC first inside his main. That's what we see, those two mules dropping already.
Yeah, very cool.
So a bit of greed, but respectful greed with that, with building it on the high ground, then getting the bunker up.
Way more respectful than building it on the low ground without a bunker. That's for sure. So yeah, he is respecting the elder statesman here.
And apparently rightfully so, as there is a pylon going up for MaNa. I'm willing to bet there's going to be a gateway thrown up beside that bad boy.
Absolutely. Is it 2-gate Blink Stalker? Not 2-gate. Like maybe a 4-gate? Is 4-gate a thing anymore?
3 or 4 gate, but oh man, Spirit's going to find this. This probe is like, oh.
Man, perfectly sniffs it out.
Okay, now this isn't the end of the world for MaNa. He does have a gateway on the other side of the map, however, Blink can just be a regular macro opening for the toss.
Yeah, you're not committed to anything here. I mean, you're probably going to lose that gate, which is annoying, but definitely not the end of the world.
Yeah, so we'll see if he does go for a third after realizing this was scouted. Get a forge relatively soon so he can upgrade those Blink Stalkers. Spirit's going for a Widowmine drop while he's planning on defending potential Blink Stalker attack.
Yeah, not anything major here. Just a couple Widowmines, not the full complement of 4. Does get scouted by the Protoss, but the Protoss also gets scouted. No, not enough micro there. More Prism.
Oh, no.
Gotta hit a 7 probes die. I think MaNa thought he had that. And then the Blink Stalkers are just casually wandering around inside the main base of Spirit.
He was
blinking
busy
all over the
microing
place.
on the other side of the map, so he is trying to get some counter damage done, and he is getting some done. 3 SCVs only gives him a deficit of 4 presently. However, he will need to get some more damage done. There is still the 2 bunkers for Spirit. It looks like MaNa did get one of the only tank, actually.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man. Another tank gonna pop out, and there it is, ready to go, but Stalkers are just...
MaNa,
wow,
you crazy guy.
What? He gets the tank again? These Stalkers are in a lot of trouble, but they're definitely taking out a couple SCVs here and there, and then just kind of blinking out.
Oh, are the rest of the Stalkers going to blink up here?
I would not do that if I was him, but he's gonna do it. Ready... Ooh, reinforcements showing up. Now go!
Oh, nice. Is he going to blink more?
Oh.
Yes, he does.
What is happening right now?
MaNa,
Is he
you
winning
dog.
with this? Dude, army value is 20 to 13. It is very low econ, very low army on both sides. He gets the medevac with a nice blink there. Mules are fighting, which is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, those are glorified sponges at best.
Oh, man. Okay, so falling back. We got exactly the same amount of workers. Army value about the same here, too. MaNa does have a 3rd base, which I don't think he's mining from hardly at all.
No. Still, he does have the 3rd. There is no 3rd for Spirit. The eBay hasn't started researching for Spirit either, so while normally you go, oh, Terran's going to have the stim bio, it's going to be pretty good. He is lacking the +1, so it won't be as good as Terrans tend to be used to with these +1 timings. We now have the Stalkers with the Prism in the main base, getting 3 more SCVs, may even nab a Marauder, not quite. Lifts up to live another day.
Yeah, Warp Prism shenanigans. Good stuff here.
2 tanks set up, 1 in the main, 1 in the natural, so the Stalkers do get deleted upon unloading.
Yeah, great tank positioning there. A Viking to try to deal with the Warp Prism is in production now. Combat Shield +1. Both players not forgetting about their upgrades, which is always a good thing to see. And MaNa is warping in a robotic support bay.
Yeah, like, that was scrappy as heck, but I think MaNa got enough damage done.
Yeah, he's up in worker count. That 3rd base is really helping him quite a bit here. Marauder count is hefty. Plus, there are tanks. Yeah, that wasn't great. I would guess Disruptors rather than Colossus in this situation, just because there are Vikings, there are Marauders, there are tanks.
Hey,
all these things are pretty good anti-Colossus.
MaNa? What are you doing here? Spirit's out on the map. He's heading towards your 3rd. Okay, MaNa's actually gonna kind of sandwich this. What a good read by the Protoss.
Gonna try to go for that surround. Tanks
He's got
do siege
3
up.
immortals and a boatload of charge lots. One stalker absorbs the first siege tank shots. Here comes MaNa coming from behind. There isn't really any stalkers left to pursue this. But still,
Yeah, Spirit manages to slip between that little surround. Get out of there. Those loses tanks, which totally sucks. And now MaNa is going into Colossus.
Yeah, not just Colossus, but Colossus in a 4th base. He does grab that full medivac. There is the drop moving towards the 3rd. So that is some nice damage getting done. Spirit is still 2-basing it, just getting his 3rd online now. When you're a Terran building your 3rd command center at the 9-minute mark, you know things haven't gone exactly as planned.
Yeah, goodness gracious. More SCVs pulled off the line here. Immortals chunking stuff down. 22, 23, 26. SCV counts are falling precipitously. War Prism reinforcements are here. It looks like the cleanup will technically happen, but another Warping of Stalker says, you have not cleaned us up. Not even close, man. Spirit is sticking in, but nice
the 2
blink
Widow
dodge.
Mines.
Sick blink dodge there. I mean, Spirit's hanging in here, but it does not seem promising.
No, it does not look very good. Getting the
Prism gets
Prism
sniped. Yeah.
does put a timer on this attack, kind of. However, a Colossus is doing the track, and that is not good news for our Terran friend here.
Yeah, there's only one Marauder here. These Marines are going to melt.
MaNa is just
and the SCVs.
trouncing Spirit. A good attack from the rear. Does target down the Colossus.
He's staying alive, man. Sing the song with me. Taking out another medevac.
MaNa's just happy to trade, though. I mean, he had a 4th base.
Yeah.
And Spirit was getting bullied on, too. Well done by MaNa. What a great start to the series for him.
Yeah, the worker count advantage was massive there. Incredible stuff out of MaNa. Yeah, look, man. Sometimes these young kids need to be taught a lesson. That's all. That's all that was.
I mean, they are both Polish. Maybe MaNa's just gonna like drive to Spirit's house and slap him after that.
Probably take the train. Poland is bigger on public transit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, how old's MaNa now?
He's
I'm gonna look
34.
Wikipedia says only 30?
Oh, okay.
That seems wrong.
My concept of time has been way off. So I knew he was over. I knew he was in the 30s, and I'm like, it must have been a few years since he's been 30. So 34 was my guess. Kind of glad I was off by that much.
He's turning 31 this year. In December. All right, so on Alcyone, top right, red Protoss. She's Polish, up 1-0, MaNa.
Yeah, and he kind of got bullied here. Spirit.
Yeah, he got that big Widowmine connection, killing, what, 7 probes with 1 Widowmine hit? And I was like, oh, that's not good. And then MaNa just didn't worry about it.
Yeah, MaNa was just on Spirit's side of the map, just going nuts. And the play was really cool with blinking the few stalkers in, walking the rest around, fighting from the low ground to the high ground before blinking the rest of the stalkers in. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was very, very cool stuff.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to our first event on SOOP. It's running pretty well and everything, and the new site seems to be getting it done, and definitely loads faster than the old one. Cybercore first for MaNa. Gets up his
a little more aggressive maybe. little more respectful here. It is a Reaper out of Spirit. We don't see Reapers a lot.
Oh my
He's gonna
gosh.
he has to pull the SCV off to save it, but he does save it.
That was a bit of a game of chicken. Spirit did have to pull that SCV though.
He did, delaying the command center by just a tiny bit. So, Reaper is going to come out here. It's really hard to get any kills with this Reaper, but I almost feel like it doesn't matter. It's for scouting purposes. It's really tough to hunt this thing down if you don't have a Stalker. There is an Adept, which are pretty good at chasing these things, but we'll see if that works out. Usually the Adept's on the other side of the map when the Reaper shows up, so that's why a second Reaper's on the way. Stargate coming in is the tech of choice here from MaNa. Maybe try some Oracle shenanigans, a little Oracle harass. Not very common in this matchup. But a lot of the times, you know, a Widowmine gets hidden in a place to catch that Oracle. But no sign of that here from Spirit. He gets a Cyclone, though, and that's going to be a pretty good anti-Oracle, anti-anything unit, to be honest.
Cyclones are so darn good these days. Just the fact that you can produce them without the tech lab once more, it makes defending a lot easier as Terran. Reaper goes into the main base and does not see the Stargate.
Excellent. Hidden tech is the best tech.
Is MaNa gonna be able to finish the job and kill that injured SCV? Is that what this is all about?
That's his entire goal in this game. That's all he wants to do. He does that and then GG's.
Okay, in goes the Oracle.
No, he could have got it. I think he could have got it and lived. But, you know, MaNa's better at this than I am. I'm not going to second guess him that much.
Oh no!
I don't know. That was just bad luck is what that was. Spirit's making a move out. MaNa accidentally flies over their attack path.
Yeah, not having the DPS from that Oracle is going to make defending us a little bit harder, too.
At least it got a revelation off, so he sees exactly where the army is.
Okay, there is the Phoenix, so it can lift up one of the Cyclones.
Yeah, Depth's just keeping tabs on this army. They don't want to finish that shade, I really don't think, but just see, are there reinforcements coming? Are they falling back? Are they pushing forward? All this is information you really need to have. It looks like Spirit's just kind of gathering at the LaughNgamez watchtower. Nah, bringing most of his army back home at this point. Minimap telling us it's a fallback and consolidate move here from Spirit. MaNa really in no danger at this point.
Yeah, it is a 3-Rax from the Terran player, so he is going to be getting aggressive again quite soon.
Yeah, double medevac's going to help a lot here, obviously. One of the best things in the game. Oh, so we were talking about Contaminate. Is it the least used spell in StarCraft 2? I think it is.
I think so. Unless there's some other useless spell we're forgetting.
I'm just thinking about all the spellcasters and everything they've got. Maybe, I mean... Hallucination? Is that more used than Contaminate? Probably.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Contaminate, like, you need a lair to get the Overseer.
Nope. Spirit's coming into MaNa's third. Shield battery gets focused. Recall comes in, but no, the shield battery's gone. Probes have to fight. Nothing here is good against Marines and Marauders. Flee, flee. Maybe lose your third base probes evac the other direction because they have to.
Oh, that's a dead nerd.
Yeah. Mortal, nope. Stalkers, no. Phoenix, absolutely not. GG, Spirit. Wow. So he's going for the aggressive play, gets scouted, falls back, and then comes back in with a little bit more stuff and wins with it. That was tricky.
Yeah.
I wonder if he just kind of lured MaNa into a false sense of security. Like, oh, he's not attacking me for a couple more minutes.
MaNa did not scout that it was the 3-Rax despite having the Oracle. Well, he lost the first Oracle. So he didn't know what it was.
Yeah, brutal. Absolutely brutal stuff there. So Fantastic. Let's get into a game number 3 here. Both players have 1 win apiece. Let's see if we get that kind of aggression out of Spirit again. It's pretty darn effective, man.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for MaNa. Play game number 1, he worked pretty hard for, and then not scouting the 3 Rex is a surefire way to throw that away.
A tough way to die, but a lot of people die that way.
It's true.
Boom, boom, boom. All right, Oceanborn. Classic Oceanborn. 1-1. And in the top left, still red, looking good. MaNa.
And in the bottom right, it's Spirit.
Okay, well, no proxies here. Spirit doesn't need to get that aggressive, he says, to win against MaNa. Would be pretty good, though, I'd say.
Yeah, honestly, I just 3-racks it again if I was Spirit. That worked out pretty darn well.
Yeah, always pretty good, honestly. Maybe one of the problems with Protoss is that's so good. You always have to prepare for it. If you slip up, bam, that's a loss. And in a Premier tournament, that's a big deal.
Yeah, losing that Oracle was just... It was the death of MaNa, he just didn't see it yet.
Yeah, just unlucky. And yeah, the future consequences were huge.
Okay, early Zealot from MaNa, cancels it. Then goes for the Nexus. Spirit gets bullied into putting his command center on the high ground. Will chase the probe away, but it does get scouted, so.
Stargate, tech of choice here again. Phoenix are really good in this matchup, but not as useful against the 3-Raxer, it turns out. Especially with a little bit of Oracle harass too. Oracle play always nice. Factory finishing up from Spirit. And again, making a command center inside the main base. Really respecting the aggression.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know. Like, what's he worried about exactly? I tell you, that red line for the Widow Mines. Oh my gosh, that was disgusting. MaNa.
Oh, that is so difficult to do for Protoss, but that was dirty.
That was super dirty. I loved it. More of that.
And that's just to get in Spirit's head a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, look what I can do.
Is there a bunch of gateways out on the map? Like, is there stalkers coming in next? Oh, that Adept's in trouble.
Yeah, certainly is. Fighting a Cyclone. Cyclones aren't that tanky, but... Enough. Enough tanky. And Adept goes down and Spirit's moving out.
Warp Gate's still about 10 seconds away, and this Terran army is crossing the map super duper early. The shield battery is just gonna finish up in time, I think. 10 seconds out. There could actually be a slight window here. That Stalker's gonna get locked onto, and MaNa needs to...
Shield battery,
keep
pop.
alive. Sacrificial probe.
Yeah, really nice
stalkers.
play there from MaNa. Yep. And Shield Battery warping in another Stalker. This is going to be very touch and go for MaNa here. Spirit just poking, just nibbling at the edges of the natural base here for MaNa. Oh, poops into the main base.
Oh, Oracle's
And,
having free reign on Spirit's side of the map.
Oh. And they
repair
take down the
pauses for a second.
Cyclone. This is crazy. Shield Battery overcharged. Shield Battery dies, but there's not enough Marines to take advantage of that fact. Stalker does go down, but all the Marines are going to die. But then on the other side, Spirit pushing in, going to depower this Warp Gate real easy.
So
Suddenly,
messy.
this is crazy chaos. A Liberator shows up. Stalker tries to kill it, but there's too much support on the ground. No, Stalker dies. Stalkers come into the circle of doom. They take down the Liberator.
Oh my
But
god.
there's so much stuff on the ground on the other side. There's no army for Spirit, or no workers for Spirit, but no army for MaNa. Oh, the Cyclone
Oh my gosh.
medevac shenanigans are crazy right now.
25 SCVs have
Ugh.
died for Spirit. MaNa losing fewer workers than that. Still keeping the Oracles alive, or at least one of them alive. Two of them alive. And yeah, MaNa comes out ahead by 16
time.
worker kills.
Yeah, 38 to 20 workers at this stage of the game. MaNa's got Chrono Boost. He's increasing that worker lead. Oracle's still a threat, but then there's a Viking, so less of one. But man, okay, a couple more SCVs die. Any SCV that dies here is a huge problem for Spirit.
Yeah, it really is. That is compounding damage, that's for sure. There's no third. It's not like Spirit's dropping 3 mules at a time. MaNa can Chrono Boost out more workers, replace these. He's got Blink on the way, so he's going to have a much bigger army than his opponent. The Vikings were looking for the Oracles, but they're going to run into these Stalkers, and that might just be it for Spirit.
He does take down an Oracle, but yeah, everything he's got there died. Value is even, but my gosh, that worker advantage. Third base coming in from MaNa. Spirit has no sense of going for a third base right now. He's just trying to reestablish on 2 while being harassed to death by Stalkers that don't have Blink yet, but it's very close.
Okay, the tank is setting up. Spirit's got a Banshee on the way. You're like, oh, Spirit's not... Like, he's making a nice early game selection of units, and then you look at the clock and you realize we're 7 minutes in, and he's only got 30 SCVs to his name.
He has exactly 30 SCVs. Nice Blink on that Cyclone. Yeah, just getting as much damage as he can. Can't quite one volley down a Cyclone, which is not fun. Escapes with his Stalkers. Charge coming in from MaNa. He's up 48 to 32 workers right now. Banshees are not really going to be the answer here. Revelation's available, and there are a ton of Stalkers. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It's surprising that Spirit didn't GG. I think he's at the point like, well, I'm playing it out, so I guess I'll stay in this, but he is in a terrible spot. There's no stim pack, no combat shield on the way.
No, these Marines are not as... Blinking in.
That's probably it.
Yeah, tank gets sniped. Kiting back out of here. SCV's dying again. Oracle comes in to provide insult to injury. And that's your GG. We are done here. Yeah, GG! MaNa takes a 2-1 lead here.
Wow, well done by MaNa.
What a crazy series this has been. It's been a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you got to imagine these two players know each other extraordinarily well. So that does usually lead to kind of closer games, kind of weird stuff. You got to do things that the other player doesn't expect from you, even though they know you inside and out. Can definitely trip you up a little bit. Ghost River here for game number 4. Very, very important game here for sure. I mean, obviously, it's win or go home for Spirit, but, you know, could force a game 5 here easily enough. He looked really good in game 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just amazed at how many SCVs MaNa was able to kill. Just, I get he had 3 Oracles, so energy wasn't as big of a bottleneck as if he just had 2.
That's a good point.
Okay, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this will move on to face Harstem, who's waiting in the finals. Whether that be Spirit, who's got to win the next 2 games, or Harstem, or, pardon me, MaNa, who just needs to win 1.
Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, back against his wall here. But in the top right, he's looking good, feeling all right. Died once, but won twice. It's MaNa.
Yeah. And on the other side of Ghost River, it's Spirit. Can you not copy-paste the links into the new chat?
I wasn't able to do it in the old chat.
Oh.
Here, but I'll give it a try.
No, I don't think you can just copy-paste it all into this new chat, it looks like.
Nope, no paste.
Yeah, huh. That's unfortunate.
That is.
I will definitely suggest that. Anyway, the Matcherino is in the announcement blurb there, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to go ahead and check that out. Click the claim coupon button. Did you type that out, Eki?
Must have, unless she's got some secret pasting technique we don't know about.
HTML editing, very smart.
Reaper again. It's interesting. I wonder what makes Spirit decide whether to go Reaper or not.
I don't know. Flip a coin, asks his magic 8 ball. Who knows?
Yeah, that might be it. HTML editing. Bunker at the front. Again, a lot of respect here for MaNa. Like crazy amounts of respect.
I feel like this...
maybe...
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like the bunker at the front is probably the result of playing Max Packs one too many times.
Ha! I mean, that's what I was going to say. Like a Zealot and a Stalker show up and you're like, oh.
Exactly, yeah.
Boy, I wish I had a bunker. So you just get a bunker just in case. Twilight firing up. I mean, Blink's the old standby. See what MaNa does with it, and does in fact get Blink as the Adepts come into the natural base.
A little bit of mining time being denied. Reaper jumps into the main but gets pushed out before seeing anything. The Spirit's in the dark. He doesn't know if it's a Stargate or a Twilight opening.
And pretty standard stuff here. A couple more gates coming in.
4-gate
Robo
Blink.
facility. Yep. 2 more racks on the way. The trick of just staying alive long enough to get up to what you want to do. It's about 80% of Starcraft, man.
Yeah.
Warp Prism coming in. Blink not being Chrono Boost. Not being boosted at all.
Yeah, 40 seconds until Blink is done. MaNa does not have a third base. I think Spirit poked in to see if there was a third yet. Notice the lack of one. It's because MaNa's spending all his money on stalkers. Spirit has another bunker building up at the front. A very crazy wall building at his at his main. I haven't seen this one before.
Yeah, what the heck is this? This is like something you'd see in Bronze League.
Like oh man, all my units are gonna get stuck, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of works though, since the stalkers already used their blink. SUVs are pulled off the line to repair the tank.
This is interesting.
Let's get some big shots off.
Spirit, you genius.
And oh, on the other side of the map, there was a Widow Mine drop killed off 6 probes.
Oh man, Spirit's getting so much value from those.
Hey, there goes
There's
MaNa
the blink
forward. However, the stalkers are trapped, so this does prevent their retreat. Non-upgraded Marines do put out some decent damage. Spirit stutter stepping forward with his Marines, trying to push this Protoss out of his base once and for all, and he does repel MaNa, killing off a good number of stalkers. 9 in total going down.
All right. So, I don't know. Spirit's up in economy right now. That Widow Mine drop did do some damage. I don't know if anybody's necessarily super ahead at this point. The Stalkers are coming back in. They've lost a bunch of their number, though. They're not nearly as strong as they'd want to be. Dude, canceling Combat Shield would be humongous.
That is such a bait by MaNa, forcing Spirit out. Spirit does target down the Prism, though. That is nice. And
that is super nice.
There is still the Observer in the main, so MaNa can blink back in if he so chooses. The Protoss is still on 2 bases, keep in mind, so 2 to 2 bases is something Terran will be happy with any day of the week. I just realized that was Combat Shield researching, not because Stim was already done, but Stim hadn't even started.
Oh, yeah, look at that. That's crazy. And Spirit's getting a 3rd base.
Reactor, Tech Lab, MaNa can't make up his mind what he wants to target down. Tries to get the tank, does not succeed. Does end up getting the reactor.
Which is fine. I think Spirit would take that choice. But yeah, he's getting a 3rd base. MaNa is now warping in a 3rd base of his own on the low ground out there. So I think the aggression is probably almost over. MaNa probably wants to come back in one more time, but yeah, now that he's got his War Prism, he's got another one to replace the one that died. He's definitely willing to come back on in here. That tank has not supported all that much.
No.
That Obs dying would be really nice for Spirit.
Yeah, MaNa gonna go for a bit of a drop. Gonna try and pull Spirit out of position, then maybe grab that tank or something.
Gets out. Doesn't like what he sees there. Okay, so yeah, like I said, maybe one more poke. Now that Stim is finishing up, and I think MaNa knows that Stim is finishing up, and he's like, let's not go back in there. He's caught up in worker count. He was down pretty substantially. He's now 1 behind at 56 to 55, and now even. So he's caught up in economy.
Yeah, the bullying finally ends. Spirit immediately throws up a Ghost Academy. So he's already thinking about the next step, and EMP with Ghosts is definitely a good one for Terran. 3 mules get dropped at that 3rd base. The Spirit's income is going to shoot up. Viking finds the Prism, it recalls, but in the range of a turret. MaNa was quick, but that was unfortunate.
Crazy unfortunate. It is a 30 army supply lead for Spirit right now. He is coming with all of the things. Tanks, Marauders, Marines, Viking, Medevac, Marauder count hefty. First Colossus out, 2nd Colossus on the way. Extended Thermal Lance not quite done yet.
Yeah, and this has given Spirit free range to move out, killing that Prism. He doesn't have to think about defending back at home. He's now bullying the Protoss. There's only 1 shield battery with another building. The anti-air is 2 sentries and a stalker at this 3rd, while the tanks can zone away the Colossus. The drop at the natural does get deflected for now. However, the pressure is still mounting on the Protoss that's trying to squeeze out a 4th base.
Ooh, I don't know if that's the right idea. 2 Colossus, extended Thermal Lance, no 3rd Colossus for that magic number.
Viking does get picked off. However, this is so much bile when Spirit just dives on in like a madman, but he grabs the two high-value targets, and he gets the GG.
That was beautiful. What fantastic game sense there from Spirit to be like, okay, I can dive on this and not lose everything. Gets in. Both Colossus die. Again, the magic number of 3 was not hit there, unfortunately. And we're going to a game 5. Let's go.
Yeah. These two
Game
players.
5, PvT MaNa Spirit. Let's check this thing out. It's going to be on Crimson Court, one of my favorite maps in the map pool. There we go. Everybody hopping into the lobby here. Bit of a map, but not so weird it gets vetoed all the time, which I appreciate. Sometimes the players really hate anything that's different, so they'll veto maps that are too weird. Apparently Crimson Court doesn't go over that line. So yeah, you guys know this map. If you're watching this, you're like, yeah, we've seen Crimson Court a few times by now. We know what it's all about. And what it is about is this main corridor right down the middle. Alright, bottom left, Crimson Court. It's our red Terran player. Spirit. Not had seen any ghosts from him yet. These games have ended too early for that.
And in the top right, it's Liquid MaNa. Yeah, they have been shorter games.
He really, really likes his ghosts in the games we've cast of his in the past, but we have to get to that point in order for them to show up.
Is it gonna be a CC first? No. Pesky Probe moving on out. We'll see if Spirit decides to skip the Reaper or not this game.
Yeah, he's kind of got on every other pattern here. So he did Reaper last time, so no Reaper this time.
And it's a Marine.
There we go. Every other pattern. Maybe that's it. He's just like every other game. I just go,
Ooh, nice.
go Reaper.
Blocks that probe from getting out of there. Oh, MaNa, you dog.
Good stuff.
MaNa steals the gas. Spirit internally is thinking this doesn't even make sense. Okay. Yeah, I'm really curious what MaNa is what he's gonna cook up this game after the inevitable Oracle.
Yeah, right? No real surprise there. Second Oracle.
It's gonna be a Robo or a Twilight or...
He's keeping you waiting. Depth Shades. Shades home to
third,
safety.
maybe?
Yeah, no further tech is weird.
What's it gonna be, MaNa? Okay, a Phoenix. Spirit this game, going for a very fast third command center. He's got the two Cyclones to defend in his main base from the Oracle. Doesn't want to lose 25 SCVs late game number 2.
That's something to avoid, yes. You can do it once, never want to do it again. Alright, so MaNa's Phoenix, Robo. Oracle comes swinging in. I mean, in a lot of trouble. Oh gosh.
Yeah, just one Cyclone got the lock on off. That is big.
Yeah, second Cyclone getting the lock would have been the end of that Oracle for sure. Enough Marines of the Natural to shove it away too. So, looking good here on the defense from Spirit. He's ready for this. He prepared perfectly, and he's shoving it away with looks like a lot of ease, but harder than it looks. Robobe coming in on the follow. So maybe earlier Colossus this time? I mean, maybe he wants to have the 3.
Phoenix Colossus for the Protoss seems probable. I should have clued into this when he got the 2 gases at the same time. There's the third, much later than that of Spirit's. Spirit also going double eBay, so full on into the greed. That's fine though, as it's not like MaNa is building into a timing attack necessarily, as the first Colossus has yet to start being produced. The Phoenix are sitting in the corner, and it is just 2 Cyclones defending in the main base for now. They could potentially lift these up and kill them. We do see a few Marines repositioning. Very important.
Yeah. The Marines were critical there. There was a window where that missile turret wasn't done yet, but now it's complete. Window over. Never mind. We'll move on to something else. Yeah, Colossus coming up back home on his third base, finishing the warp in now, which is really nice. And keeping Spirit at home for as long as possible while that third base gets established is a big deal. Just kind of dancing around, moving out. Little Marine Marauder tank push, maybe. Phoenix come in, catch a Cyclone.
Yeah,
not enough
really
Marines to stop that. Another. They get both the Cyclones. Very awesome stuff. Marines were out of position, out in the kind of, not the middle of the map, but far enough away the Phoenix could do whatever they wanted. Now they're diving back in for more.
Wow. Okay, Stim is done.
Yeah, losing a Phoenix there, a little bit greedy.
You gonna see a turret get built up at that third?
Be nice. But I mean, not a lot of money here from Spirit, so...
Oh, Stasis.
Good pull. Great pull from Spirit, though, only losing 1.
And again.
Temporarily losing. And again, a great... Wow, not as good that time, but better than it could have been. Could have been disastrous. And Spirit says, all right, let's go. Wait, Phoenix are in the third base. Remember that turret you were talking about a second ago?
Yeah, this is why it would have been nice to see. Oh, the fresh wheel. Minus 250 minerals.
Oh. I mean, it's not a doom drop, but for this stage of the game, it kind of is.
Oh, and the Phoenix were recalled, so this drop has been identified. Spirit is so out of position as the Colossus are closing in on this, and retreating against Phoenix isn't easy. He's going to have to try and boost and run. A couple Marauders with a bad rally as well going down. He can kind of kite against this. He does grab the Oracle, which is nice. He's still kind of recovering from the damage back at home, though, as production is getting into full swing. His 1-1 is done, however, no armory, so no 2-2 on the way. That is a miss by Spirit without the armory building.
Yeah, this is... Wow, we might actually get into a bit of a late game here. But... Medivacs getting into the main. Phoenix, Stalkers, everybody there that MaNa figure out is there, but the unload happens. Medivacs... Basically, yeah, there's 1 remaining. This is a one-way trip for a lot of these guys, but they're okay with that. They depower a warp gate. They're killing 11 probes. Another pylon goes down. Trying to get the main nexus to Colossus. Fighting sort of on their own is not ideal. Phoenix come in. Charge lots come in. It is abject chaos here in the main base of MaNa. 1 Colossus goes down, but I think this will be cleaned up. But a lot of damage was done.
Almost
Oh my
getting
gosh, she's
another
not gonna get.
Colossus.
Oh, the lift
The
and
lift, yeah.
save. Ooh, so 69 to 59 workers
he
here.
gets it
Spirit
with
is
the
up.
couple random marauders that ran in.
Where did those guys come from?
They
What
might have
the
been
heck?
they might have been a misrally once more. I think maybe Spirit has a couple of his racks misrallied or something. But anyway, that works out for Spirit. Getting the Colossus count down to 1 is so huge for him. Seeing as how he did trade out a lot of his army supply, getting those Colossus was really big, as he could have been a little vulnerable. He's now gearing up for yet another drop. But oh no, the Phoenix are gonna see this. Spirit, are you paying attention? Yes, he is. We'll still lose 1 medivac. That observer. Right on the map, the Widowmine's there. Tank is vulnerable. Tank and mine. Spirit needs to go home. Get defensive.
We might get into the point of the game where we get some ghosts.
Yeah, MaNa is saying, I don't want to get to that point.
No, good call. Oh, ghosts are on the way. Widowmine connects on one of the Zealots. Acceptable losses here. More SCVs going down. 2 Colossus and not 3. Phoenix trying to find targets to lift, or maybe medivacs to snipe. There you go, lifting all of the Marauders.
Big lifts. Spirit's got a drop working on the Protoss' 4th, but he's going to need a lot more damage. There's a bunch of reinforcements coming out for the Terran. Even a few Vikings in the mix that will really help out. Great EMP hitting the ground army. There is still more Zealots to buffer for this, though. The Spirit has to back up. Good Widowmine connection on the Phoenix. The Bio still has to kite back. Another Ghost comes on out. Is there enough Zealots for MaNa to be able to close this one out?
Probes try to defend that 4th Nexus, but it looks like it's going to go down. Colossus does manage to get out of there with the recall, and 4th Nexus dies. 3 base to 3 base, 54 to 43 workers. This is just chaos, man. And again, Spirit forced to lift off, but both players took severe hits over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, MaNa did not get Blink amidst all that chaos. With that earlier drop in his main base, he never started researching that. And as a result, he wasn't able to shut down that drop for Spirit. This game is getting scrappy.
Army value 70 to 55 in favor of Spirit here. He's got those EMPs in the bag. Drop gets cleaned out without too much trouble here. No, not cleaned out yet. Man, Zealots are so tanky, but not tanky enough. The healing is awesome. Stalker comes in to try to deal with it. A couple Zealots maybe trying to block the R2. This Marauder is on a single-man mission right now.
And Spirit does know how to right-click those Marauders, that's for sure.
Finally gets hacked in half by the side blades of the Zealots. And Spirit out for blood again, just continuing to rally out across the map here. Killing Probes just rallying to a dead base. That's not great. Concussive Shell's not done yet. I mean, it's done now, but wow, I thought it had been done for a while.
Okay. MaNa looking for an attack, catching Spirit out of position. There isn't that much here for the Protoss. However, the Terran is incredibly out of position, so we could be heading into a base trade. However, there's a good defensive force for the Protoss, so we can defend the 3rd. The drop of the natural will be problematic, but MaNa's swinging that army. He killed the 3rd of Spirit? Yes, he did. And all these SCVs are being picked off. Spirit needs a lot of damage to counteract this. He is finding some in the main. Gonna try and grab that main base Nexus.
A lot of his warp gates are getting depowered too. MaNa's having to rebuild pylons in order to just make stuff. Ghosts want that Nexus so bad they just barely get it. Some people managed to escape from the chaos there. This is absolutely insane. What a game this is. SCVs getting pulled out to defend here as well. MaNa's 3rd base is under attack. At the same time, Probes getting pulled from that location. And does manage to save some of them.
No.
Oh, the War Prism was Probes and it died. It's 33 Probes to 37 SCVs right now. What is happening?
That is terrible. Spirit dropping all over the place. He took big damage on his side of the map. However, with these drops that have been relentless, he's been able to get enough damage done on MaNa's side to even it out.
It doesn't definitely seem like it's evened out here. Have to lift the main orbital to the third.
Is it? I think it's time for MaNa to build a Dark Shrine. With having killed that third of Spirit, MaNa is actually floating a lot of resources as well. He seems unsure of what to spend his money on and unable to, as his robos have been unpowered, so he's repowering those. There's one more Colossus and an Immortal on the way. I like it. Spirit got his third up, now floating over towards his fourth. We see MaNa sending out probes, actually. Probe, Zealot, and Warp Prism to get vision on the Terran side of the map. These Zealots can be saved in that Prism. Where are the Vikings to hunt this down? There is 1, 2 on that Prism, so it may be a goner.
Ooh. And takes a missile turret hit, too. It's running, but the angle's here enough to snipe it. Beautiful play there by Spirit. Zealots causing all sorts of havoc, but they should be cleaned out momentarily. No big deal, and we're kind of settling in here. What the heck?
Yeah, MaNa has spent most of that small bank that he had, but he has not started up a 4th Nexus yet. He's kind of unsure of what to do. Finds a great position with the Stalkers, eats an EMP and has to back off, sending the rest of his army towards this 4th base of Spirit. Spirit doesn't want to get too far ahead of himself, though.
Okay. MaNa swinging down that left side now, too.
Yeah, the Protoss is making a disruptor. He's looking for one big fight, and that's the only choice he has at this point in the game. He has not rebuilt his 4th base. He needs to win the game now. We see one EMP go down, softening up this Protoss army. There is Vikings in the sky, however, they are being targeted by MaNa, so the Colossus can kite back and get big swipes off. I'm not sure it's enough for the Protoss. However, GG. Spirit takes the 3-2.
That game was crazy for 16 minutes. I cannot believe how much aggression there was on both sides. Both players losing bases, losing so many workers in that game. The workers' active graph is disgusting.
Yeah.
And just able to stabilize just enough. Killing that War Prism was huge. And then Spirit defending gets the win. And Harstem is waiting to fight against Spirit in our best of 7 finals here. Holy smokes. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna take a break here between this best of 5 and the best of 7 that's coming up here next. Give some players some time to make some vetoes, decide what maps they want to play on. But yeah, thanks everyone who's hit the Match Arena. There's a Match Arena link in the chat. Thanks to Aki. You can't log in with Twitter now, but there are a billion other options available, including Twitch, including Google, including Battle.net, including Microsoft, including Line. Like, there's a million things you can log in with. So be sure to log in there, click that claim code button, and let's do this thing.
Yeah, we'll be back in just a minute or two for our finals. It's going to be a great one. I mean, the PvP would have been fun between MaNa and Harstem, but I'm more than okay with another TVP. So we'll be back in just a couple minutes here.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Okay, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is finals time. And if it's anything like that last TVP we had, it's going to be a good one. As it's Spirit taking on Harstem in a best-of-7 finals.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. Harstem, obviously a really elite Protoss player in Europe right now. And then Spirit, great Terran player. I mean, he showed it against MaNa in that last series.
Yeah, and Harstem just looked dominant in his series. So here he is, the captain.
He's going to be tough to deal with. And in the bottom left, the Polish Terran, it is Spirit.
Yeah, you were talking about it earlier, but the fact that Harstem looks almost better than what since he started doing YouTube is just phenomenal.
No one's done that before. No one's ever done that before.
Yeah, apparently he hit the right balance as far as like Starcraft practice and life balance, doing other things like YouTube and stuff, I guess. So it's great.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I was someone that was a bit of a detractor from him. I'm like, oh, he's doing YouTube full time. He's not going to be relevant anymore. And I'm glad to say that Harstem has proved me wrong many times.
Without a doubt. It is excellent.
How come we're not pro players and YouTubers as well?
Dedication?
Yeah.
Maybe. You not switch the scenes?
Oh, I didn't. Crap. Pardon me, everyone. Sorry about that.
We got there.
A minute and 43 seconds of not much was missed, except the
No.
intros. And my silly face.
Yeah, it's so nice to be Terran. And getting your command center block, just throw it down anywhere. You can move it later. Not a problem.
Well, you think Protoss would have developed how to fly their buildings or warp them around or something. But
I think we've talked about this before, but cannons used to be able to move
yeah.
within a pylon warp field. So if your cannons were at the front of your base and you needed them at the back, you could like whop them over to the back. It's crazy. That was in the alpha. One of the videos that they posted showed that. There was some crazy stuff. Mothership was amazing.
Oh, yeah. Marines diving on top of that Adept almost get it. However, it does escape. Now her sister is joining on up. Spirit maybe trying to bait this with the 2 Marines. Now there's 4, so he can push this away.
Depth. Haha, you thought I'd finish that shade.
Spirit's
All
like,
man.
right, I gotta move this. Forgot about that.
Harstem fires up Blink.
That's
No real
actually
surprise there.
lose
And a
some
robo.
mining time, letting those SCVs take the long trip.
Yeah, no, certainly. It is, it's a deficit he's dealing with here. But nothing game-ending, nothing world-ending at all.
Yeah, and this is the thing about guys like Harstem that are always hitting their stride. He is always shading with these adepts, keeping the Terran on his toes. Getting out that blink. He's already got out 3 stalkers. There'll be many more to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, nobody gets Blink and then makes 2 stalkers.
Oh, this adept. Okay. Tank just deletes that adept.
Did he unload fire and pick it up instantaneously?
Pretty
What was
much,
that?
without skipping a beat. Couple of
was
injured Marines
crazy.
can be easy pickoffs for these stalkers. The Spirit gonna boost in with the tank once more to push these back. However, with losing quite a few of these Marines already, his buffer is not looking good. He's gonna have to clue into the fact that this is 2-base Blink. I think Spirit could be overextending here easily. There's also an Immortal about to pop out. This is bad news for the Terran. I think Harstem should be able to dispatch that easily. The Immortal does go down after eating the Widow Mine, so that's quite an overcommitment. The Medivac did get popped off, however, and so Spirit getting the Immortal, getting the Pylon makes this an okay trade, as long as he doesn't die on his side of the map.
Yeah, I really didn't need to lose that Immortal either. That was just kind of a walk it in, eat the Widow Mine shot, no big deal situation. Didn't have to do it, but I don't know, he held off the attack, so whatever. As a 3rd base comes on in, not 2-base at all.
I think if Spirit had kept the Medivac alive there, that would have felt a lot better. But
Definitely.
losing that, it's not great. Because now he's going to get bullied by these stalkers a little bit. Harstem's got his 3rd on the way. No such 3rd on the way for the Terran.
Ob's checking things out, seeing if there's a 3rd base yet. No. Might try to blink up into that main base as Colossus are coming in back home. Yeah, 3rd CC getting started here from Spirit 2 inside his main. Is there a cloak in the production tab for a second? There is cloak.
Yeah, he did get it.
Fair enough. He's got 2 Banshees. 2 Banshees warrant cloak.
And he is
Hanging out in the corner is not doing anything for you. There you go.
Yeah, he is going to try and catch Harstem off guard with this. Taking the long, long way around with these Banshees.
Yeah, tough to scout that.
Will
What?
he-
Is there a... Oh, yeah, there's a pylon. And look at him
Will he cloak early?
patrolling.
If Spirit cloaks early, that would be big. And there we have it. So he can bypass this probe. Very smart not to shoot that.
Unless the probe sees the shimmery, which you can see that if you're looking hard for it.
No, Harstem didn't. He's busy poking with his stalkers at the front. He does get a siege tank, which is really nice. However, now we're going to see some dead probes.
Yeah. Shield battery will save you from 1 Banshee, but not 2. Obs comes in, Stalkers come in, Banshee dies, 11 probes, 12 probes go down, and that's going to be a 13-14 on the end. Both Banshees die for 14 probes.
Yeah, that's a decent trade for Spirit. He gets off a scan, kills off that observer. Now we got a Terran with Stim and Medivac, so Harstem is going to have to be on the defensive a little bit. Planning to get up that 4th base, however he's strapped for cash, as he did take a big hit to his economy. Now he gets it on the way, as his 3rd Colossus pops out. Spirit boosts in, which means he won't be able to boost out with these units. He's quite committed with this drop. As a result, I think he's going to lose pretty much all of it, so he's trying to find damage at the 3rd. He will find some, however, it's not going to be too far for Harstem to pivot to be able to shut this down, and I think he is overcommitting.
Woo! Medevac picked off easy, tank down easy peasy. This little drop getting some work done here. 10 probes in total have died during this attack. There's stuff on the right side there too, but Zealots clean that out. Medevac going to be able to escape as well. Not enough anti-air in that position to deal with it, and it's now 72 to 52 workers in favor of Spirit.
Yeah, Spirit throwing whatever he can at Harstem. He does find some damage, and he's down on army supply, but with the Prism just building, Harstem isn't comfortable moving out for a counterattack. An observer flying in could be, or does get a big scout off. Will Spirit kill that? No.
Nope.
Fourth base on location for the Terran. It's risky. Spirit scans will kill the observer. Harstem's looking to go for damage, realizing he's got 3 Colossus and there is no Vikings for the Terran. It's going to be on these Marauders to do the heavy lifting for Spirit. There isn't that many Zealots to buffer, so there is a chance Spirit can dive on top of this. He's looking for a big concave. Great force fields. The Prism does get sniped. That's really going to prevent reinforcements from the Protoss. However, Spirit segmented off mostly Marines for that flank, and as a result, he lost pretty much all his Marines.
And then the Marauder composition got force fielded out. Really nice play by Harstem there. Now the Marauders are still here, and that's a little bit scarier to deal with. Harstem threatening. Waiting for more Zealots to join the party, adding Disruptors into the composition as well. Gonna have to do some splitting against those.
Yeah, the first Ghost is out now, so that will really help out with softening up this Protoss army. 1 EMP, and Harstem may just back off.
72 to 64 workers in favor of Spirit. Army value for Harstem, bigger, stronger, but pretty cost efficient is what Spirit's running with right now. So Harstem backing off, not always being active, as you said earlier. Planetary finishes would be really nice. Yeah, it'll finish in time for that Zealot attack. And pow. Don't waste your life on the big boy, bud.
Zealots have small dog attitude. He's like, I can take it. I can fight that bigger dog. Vikings get a little far forward, and it does cost Spirit 3 of them, which is going to really increase the value of the Colossus. However, the Terran just charges forward madly and is able to kill off one of those Colossus. That is a lot of the damage gone. Disruptors out of nowhere. However, Spirit somehow targets them down with fewer losses than I feel he should have had there. I think
without a doubt. Why were they alone over there?
One of those Disruptors did connect, and I mean, it was so close to being a massacre. Spirit, though, overstimmed, having to retreat, gonna have to boost those medivacs and run all the way home. All of a sudden, he's down a lot of supply, and when I say a lot, half of the supply, the army supply of Harstem Spirit. Maybe missed a few production cycles. He's gonna need a really good EMP or two if he wants to survive. He's gonna have to scare Harstem off with an EMP.
That Ghost, not quite. There you go. There, solid EMP. Harstem does not care.
Yeah, no, Spirit, he needed to fight with his SCVs. He needed to pull back. He's bled off so much army supply that his fights are going to be less and less efficient. SCVs are being pulled away from the third. He's going to have to get those boys on the front line, I think. But no, Spirit just took a bad fight there.
Yeah, just found himself, like you said, I think missing a couple macro cycles, down half the supply to what Harstem was dealing with at the end there. And yeah, not able to hold against the attack. Didn't pull the boys, probably needed to. Not that it would have guaranteed a win or anything. But really nicely done by Harstem. Losing those 2 Disruptors was a big problem, but at the end of the day, not enough to lose in the game. So excellent, excellent job there out of Harstem. Gets that win. And yeah, just looking really solid overall here.
Yeah.
Looks like we want to be on Ghost River for game number 2.
I definitely think that Spirit could have taken that game. Just the fight, like, I think the disrupt, like, it was bad vision on my part. I think there was one Disruptor connection there, though. That ate up some of Spirit's army supply, then having to stim all the way home. definitely, yeah, messed up the macro a little bit to be down so far on supply.
Right. Whew. All right. So Ghost River, the spookiest map in the map pool.
Yeah.
Let's see if Spirit can dig it out, tie the series up here. I believe. Top left, the captain up 1-0. Harstem.
Yeah, we got a long best of 7 for this guy to potentially bring it back. It's Spirit. I do like our veto format that we use for the best of 7s in this. We do use loser pick format, which I think makes well-rounded out series. Ghost River now being Spirit's pick after Harstem had the first pick. And so he should be comfortable on this map.
Alright, blocking that Reaper hop-up spot. Let's see what happens after barracks. The gas is... yeah. Oh, second gas. I apologize.
Yeah,
So
a
that's gonna
lot
be-
of gas.
That's gotta be a fast factory, right?
100%.
I don't know what else you do with all that gas. Throws up... Yeah, orbital factory. There we go. 1 minute, 30 seconds on the fac. Like early cyclone harass?
Yeah, it could be Cyclone, Tank, Banshee, 111. The world is your oyster as Spirit. Trying to intercept a probe, however, Harstem takes the correct way, and he's going to be able to see that there is no command center on the way.
Well, could be in the main. Unless you just... There you go. So he doesn't know now. There could be a CC in there. Yeah, probe, fight for your life, bud. You got this. Not so much. Yeah, double cyclone. Reactored cyclone harass with a starport on the follow-up. You gonna try to drop cyclones in the main base? That sounds fun.
The Adept is going to have to be careful. If she completes the Shade, she will die. Harstem being very wise, saying, I know what a reactored one-base Terran can do. He immediately sees those 2 Cyclones and is going to be heading on home. Probably get a battery at the natural. It's already on the way. Gateway at the front.
Yeah, that's an incredibly important scout there. Cyclone's going to show up and cloak Banshee on the follow-up?
Yeah, this is as aggressive as you can possibly get with Spirit. We'll see if he pulls a couple of SCVs to help repair these Cyclones on the front.
I mean, if you're going to do this, you might as well.
Yeah, I'd really like to see 1 or 2 SCVs join. There's one moving out. It's to potentially expand later on, though.
Ah, yeah. Send the Cyclone back to get repaired?
Yeah, Spirit changes his mind. He was floating a Rax ready to go all out on the Cyclone stuff. Instead, he elects to float it back.
Well, he's like, what? There's a shield battery. There go my plan.
Yeah, pretty much. However, he's still got that reactor going, not making any more Cyclones, though. Okay, there's a big boys pull.
Alrighty, then. What? But, like, sort of.
Yeah, he gets supply blocked, but then he also has the command center on the way. He needs to get damage done with all these Cyclones. Harstem walks an Adept too far forward. Neither of them really paying attention, so the Adept does survive. There is a Banshee at the natural base, however, Stalkers do a great job pushing it away. Blink is momentarily done. SCVs are coming on into buffer for this. There is only one pylon powering that battery, or is it two? Either way, it's the first target. The SCVs do a good job buffering against the Stalkers.
Yeah, they give their lives for it. One little SCV boy remaining here. Cyclones stay out, go after a warp gate, which is probably acceptable losses from Harstem, but he'll try to push it back here anyway.
Yeah, that was not enough damage done so far by Spirit. In comes the Banshee to help out. Actually deals quite a bit of damage, but the Immortal just slaughters Cyclones. And there's that Blink with the Observer.
Yeah, I think that was a failed attack by Spirit for sure.
That was a big fail for the Terran. Now, what's Spirit gonna do? Just start trickling Marauders and go for round 2?
More Banshees, apparently?
Like, yeah, he's making more Cyclones, more Banshees.
Alright. I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound.
Does get the obs, which is nice. Harstem sees this, though. Like, he goes, oh, you're not done. And as a result, it should pretty much just be batteries and Stalkers from here on out, I think.
Yep.
Stalker's gonna go up that ramp, however, he's waiting for the Observer to give vision. Does lose one Stalker. Offensive Blink does kill off 2 Stalkers for like 4 Cyclones, so that was really darn good. The Banshees are moving out on the other side of the map, taking the very, very long way home. A few Marines have joined in to help buffer, deal some damage against this. The Cyclones are just getting slaughtered, though. They do not stand up to Blink Stalkers like they used to.
Yeah, it's weird. Just the HP debuff. Oh, double Cloak Banshee getting some work done on the other side, though, trying to even this thing out. Again, the Blink Stalker Observer combo is so good. However, natural base of Spirit,
yeah,
in trouble. Tank says, dead.
He is dead too. Well done by Harstem, shutting down the one-base shenanigans of Spirit.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Spirit going one-base shenanigans, getting it scouted, aborting the plan, and then going in a little bit later with pretty much the same thing. I don't know if that was the right move.
Yeah, if he was to make that work, maybe he does need to pull like 4 SCVs and just go with that right away, like with the first 2 or 4 Cyclones.
Right. But all right, we'll see what the next map is here. Harstem up 2-0, not as disastrous as in a best of 5, but still fairly problematic in a best of 7 like this. All right. Looks like Amphion going to be our next map. Again, one of the favorite maps of Falcon on this map pool. We're going to hop on in there. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out for the very first Starcraft Global 1, number 1 out here on SOOP. And let's get on into game numero 3 here.
Yeah, if you're just watching but you haven't made your SOOP account, make sure to go ahead and get your username.
LaughNgamez will take it.
Yep, I'll take your username if you guys don't. Every person I play on ladder that beats me, I take their username on SOOP.
Okay. Amphion for game number 3. Top left. The Captain Harstem.
And in the bottom left, It's Spirit. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. If you enjoy the commentary, you can find more of Falcon Paladin and I on YouTube. We got a Reaper on the way for Spirit. Harstem's defense has really been on point so far. Pylon to block. That Reaper jumping up into the natural easily. So it is going to have to go the long way around, and we do have Harstem moving out with a probe as well to get a scout off. As Spirit goes for a 3-Rex, that's going to be a really nice scout if he can make it into the main, but there should be a depot raise.
Yeah, Spirit's good enough. There's really no way that should happen. Adept shoves the Reaper out.
Oh man.
Really wants that kill, but not going to get it. Too far away. Reaper is buzzing. Probe does not get inside the main base, or he'd be in there right now. So we're going to go ahead and harass the ever-loving crap out of this SCV and force him to run.
Yeah, this is a big nuisance, as the Adept is also chasing. And oh, is Harstem going to try and get that Reaper? He wanted it so bad. Still, he's getting a huge delay on that command center. However, Spirit, well done, does get that SCV down. Resume
Yeah,
it.
sends the second one in. Oracle coming in from Harstem on the other side. And Factory finishing up from Spirit. Again, early Fac and another Cyclone.
Yeah, going for a two barracks, one factory play. So 2-1-1. The Reaper somehow still alive despite constantly facing death. This may be it though, as that does get picked off. The Marines did not move to intercept that, unfortunately. Spirit, he has yet to start up Combat Shield, yet to start up Stim Pack. His Marines were out of position as he does lose a mule to that Oracle. And Stim starts, but I feel like it's a little bit late for a potential timing attack.
Yeah. Marines in their customary defensive positions at this stage of the game, inside that mineral line, protecting against all threats from sky or ground.
Oracle moves on in right as the Cyclones get out of position. Harstem's like, wait, can I actually get damage then? The answer is yes, but not for free, as a good lock-on kills off that Oracle. Amphion is a map, too, that the Protoss can be a little bit vulnerable, so we see Harstem building double pylon, having to build his battery really far out, trying to cover his third and his natural. I do like that choice. Spirit now moving out with all these Marines, though, gonna have Stim Pack, a couple Medivacs, and Cyclones to add extra muscle to this push. Phoenix are trying to chase down this Medivac, however, one of them perished, so that's less lifts, less damage, less buffering for this Protoss army that has to defend against this.
Yeah, it's tricky here. Marine count looking hot. Stim finishing up. Timing here going to be pretty good. And there we go. 7 seconds waiting. Come on, he says. Come on, Stim. The depths are like, oh, yes. Okay, you're still there. Good to know. Third Cyclone shows up as Stim finishes, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, Spirit, I think, really should go for it here. Charge is miles away for Harstem, and oh my gosh, he even pulled the boys with this. I love it. There is a massive shield battery overcharge, trying to keep these Protoss units alive. However, this Terran is dealing a lot of damage. There's a lift on a couple of the Cyclones, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Harstem does keep a lot of his units alive for longer than they should have with that battery overcharge, but it is too much. Spirit puts one on the board.
It's a great example of shield battery overcharge is good, but it's not overpowered. Like, yes, it did keep some of those units alive longer than they were supposed to be alive, but it did make a difference in the end.
Harstem was so undefended for that attack. A couple of gateway units and a single battery against what was just so much damage from the Terran, and then the pull was icing on the cake from Spirit.
Yeah, and the Phoenix not really helping all that much either. They tried. They definitely tried their best, but end of the day, that is a GG. So there we go. So now it's a series again, right? 3-0's a little bit discouraging, but 2-1's a lot better.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got a little discussion here. Oceanborn, where we're gonna... Alright, let's hop on in here. Let's see if Spirit can tie this thing up. I think that would be a ton of fun if you could pull that off.
Yeah, that kind of aggression is great against Stargate play. Once again, the Protoss lost the game that the Oracle died early in.
There you go. That's all you got to do. Kill the Oracle. Easy peasy.
Yeah, and the Phoenix that match really didn't amount to much there either.
Aki throwing some math into chat. Spirit has contributed 16 cents of his own contribution if he wins. That's funny. All right. Bam, bam. Oceanborn.
Okay, in the bottom right, it's Rebellion's Harstem.
And in the top left, Spirit.
Harstem scouting out. I like how we checked the back of his natural for a proxy or something. It's been a long time since I've seen a Terran go for that kind of proxy.
Yeah, throw a bunker out back there, get a Reaper in it.
Yeah, or a Rax or anything. Like
Just a whole Rax.
that was commonplace for a time.
It was. It was very fun, too. Boo, getting rid of fun stuff in StarCraft. And once again, throwing the command center inside of his own main.
Dead probe, factory on the way. No Reaper or Tech Lab. And there's the reactor. I like it.
I mean, reactor, good unit.
Harstem gonna open up with... Is it a Twilight or a Robo? Twilight. I think I do prefer the Twilight opening more against Spirit than the Stargate opening.
Sure. There's a question of preference, but yeah, I can see that. Man, again, just fast Cyclone Starport stuff here. Oof. Last second raise there. That's not easy to do.
No.
Pros love doing that though. They're like, I can see the hope in your eyes, Adept. I want to crush it.
It's a point of pride, but there was no raise there, so that Adept gets a nice scout off, confirms that it's a 1-1-1. Harstem, he is going for the blink. Adding on more and more gateways. Already got 2 out with a 3rd on the way. And the Robo as well.
All right. Little tiny baby attack coming in again.
Yeah, Spirit gonna try and grab that pylon. Fortunately for
That's
Harstem,
why there's 2 pylons here.
Yeah, he's been through this before.
Every Protoss has. If you have 1 pylon in that position in 2024, you're doing it wrong.
Spirit testing his luck. Now gonna go towards that main base. Woo! Blink is momentarily done, so we'll see how much damage he can get before that gets pounced upon. And the answer is not a lot. Gonna lose the medivac. The Cyclone grabs 1 or 2 probes.
That hurt. Yeah, 3 probes go down. Blink finished at the exact perfect time that Harstem needed it. That was crazy. But yeah, 2 Cyclones down, a medivac down for 3 probes. That's not good.
No, that is not good. Harstem's build maybe got a little bit thrown off by that poke. We have yet to see a battery going up in the mineral line, and there is going to be a Banshee moving across the map with the cloak. Protoss is going to get aggressive. Spirit once again going for this building wall that plays the pivotal role of preventing the Protoss from retreating if they blink on in. That allows the Marines to get a lot more damage off. And we do see that Banshee go into the natural base. There is 1 Stalker warping on in. There is an Observer now done. Does Spirit right-click on those probes? No, he doesn't. And he runs from the single Stalker.
Oh my gosh, okay. I was like, Banshee escaping? No, definitely not.
Yeah, against a Protoss that didn't have an Observer, that was far less damage than you'd hope for.
Definitely.
Spirit.
Impressive stuff.
Second tank pops on out for the Terran.
Harstem fires up charge.
Protoss moves towards the point in the game in which they harass with the Prism and a couple of Stalkers. Tends not to get too much damage done, but Harstem is being cute with it. Cute up until he loses one of those Stalkers. Charges on the way for the Protoss, 4 more gateways on the way. Until those gates are done, though, the Protoss won't have too much production, and he will have to respect the Terran's amount of bio that Spirit's been building up this whole game. The 3rd command center about to finish up for the Terran, so he is going to have 3 bases. We see a Banshee come on in once again. Gonna force a bit of a probe pull, get the couple of worker kills.
Yeah, not bad. All players are taking some hits here. Spirit's up. 24 army supply, though.
Dang,
He's
that's good
moving
math.
out. He's got a lot of stuff. I can do basic edition sometimes when I'm streaming. Anything more than that is asking way too much.
It's always a gamble.
Yeah, it is. And I do calculate the difference between supply enough that I can pretty much do it, but other than that, don't ask me anything else. Robotics Bay coming in from Harstem. I thought Spirit was going to maybe move out with what he's got here, but he's just kind of parked at his third base, hanging. Waiting for a Ghost Academy. Yeah, starting Vikings. I mean, Vikings are always good. There's going to be something to kill with a Viking, whether it's an Observer, an Oracle, Colossus, Warp Prism. There we go. Ghost Academy gets fired up here at 820 from Spirit.
Harstem needs to be careful not to overextend here.
Yeah, he's got a inferior army supply and composition. Attacking up or into that is, yes, going to be a massive mistake.
Spirit's moving out with a boatload of bio. Harstem gonna try and delay this. Does grab a single Marauder. That's really nice. Gonna look for a second one. Does get it. No micro with the Medivacs to save that by Spirit. He now may also lose a couple of Widow Mines. Those are gonna burrow. As the Terran is getting aggressive with a 20 army supply lead.
One Colossus. Dude, he's
Oh
chronoing
no,
his-
no, no!
What was that?
That was a terrible rally as Harstem busy microing his Prism on the other side of the map. Gonna make him take a massive loss. The pressure is gonna be on for these disruptors to get something done, but the answer is what disruptors as the gateways get unpowered, and I think Harstem just gave this one to Spirit.
Oh, it's not good when the Terran's parked inside your natural, defending it against you. Spirit ties the series
Yeah,
up 2-2.
wow.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think Spirit was going to have a pretty good time there anyway. But being able to dive in and getting the Colossus was nice, but making sure those two disruptors do not come out of those robos was better. That was massive. What a play. What an aggressive, smart play out of our guy. Spirit ties the series up. That's why I like a best of 7, man. You can go down 2-0 and recover and feel okay about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that is why we run the format that we do. This series is really delivering. Yeah, just that was a bad rally from Harstem. Even with that Colossus, it would have been a bit of a dicey position.
Yeah, I don't... Site Delta going to be the map for game number 5. Yeah, one Colossus in that situation is not going to be the answer.
No, that's why he was chrono boosting out the disruptors, but he needed to like drop a couple force fields or something to delay Spirit, so he could have had out the disruptors. Even then, that was a boatload of bio.
Yeah, Marauder count hefty as well. So yeah, game 5. Man, game 5s are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Really fun.
Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in to, I almost said Freak World, SOOP Starcraft Global #1. Basically a Freak World on the new website, which I'll say is a pretty nice upgrade.
Yeah, looks great. I'm a huge fan. I don't know about the name SOOP, but it'll probably grow on us.
It does take you back a little bit. But apparently it means like forest or something in Korean, so that makes more sense.
Sure. That does make more sense. All right. Site Delta, game 5, at top left. Spirit.
And in the bottom right, representing Rebellion and representing them well, it's Harstem. Rebellion has such a cool team roster. Shopify Rebellion, they have Scarlet, they have Harstem, they have Bjorn, I believe. And definitely, I think, one or two other players that are great as well. We see Spirit going for that fast double gas again.
Yeah, no, it's kind of working for him, and it's not working for him. Kind of.
Yeah, thinking of that
Mixed here.
Cyclone game, it did not work.
Mm-mm.
He's got something else planned here. Could be potentially a tank push. On-site Delta, trying to make use of that ramp choke point. Or it could be just 1-1-1, Banshees, anything. Aki, a Scarlet fan in chat. Yeah, I'm not sure if Scarlet's in NA or Korea at the minute.
Oh, she didn't compete in GSL, so I don't think she's in Korea right now.
Okay, yeah. She didn't compete or she didn't qualify?
Oh, good question. GSL, SC2. I'll take a look real quick while nothing else is happening here. GSL Season 2 qualifiers. Control F. Scarlet. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let me expand it out. Hold on, hold on. Okay, now.
I think for foreigners, it was just maybe it was Raynor definitely, and maybe Estrella.
Yeah. Yeah. Raynor, nice. Tried. Out of Taiwan.
Yeah, there's
He tried
usually a couple of.
Dude, sort of tried to compete. What the heck?
Sort of is so random.
That's a random name.
Yeah,
He-
like he's been playing Age of Empires and stuff. he tries everything. Like he's playing Stormgate, Age of Empires. He's trying to find his success.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. That's cool.
Then he does still go back to Starcraft. Like he streams it quite a bit and stuff like that. But
Yeah. So it looks like it was Raynor, Nice, and sort of, or the foreigners in this one. Estrella's not here.
Okay, my mistake. Maybe.
Yeah. No, you're good. There's a lot to keep track of, but. Okay, anyway. Enough talking about GSL Season 2. This is not what this is. Hey, a Liberator!
Yeah,
Yeah.
1-1-1.
Yeah, let's go. Oracle shows up.
It's a single SCV, but there's a fresh mule that just got dropped. Oh, Spirit. Always dropping the mules at the worst time. He's gonna try and get that cybernetics core or the pylon that's powering it.
Oh.
Currently trying to get both, actually. We'll see if he has success with either. Looks like he will get the pylon.
Oh, yeah. Easy. Pylon down. Where's your second pylon now, Harstem, he says. And Phoenix out, but the Stargate gets depowered after it gets Chrono Boost. This is terrible.
Yeah,
One Phoenix is, or two Phoenix are out.
Warp Gate does complete, however, now he's got to rebuild that Cyber Core before he can get a Twilight on the way. Or a Robo, for that matter.
Okay, this is interesting. Depth Stalker Phoenix here. Huge tank, doesn't
Spirit
siege
just
up.
trades out. I think he'll be okay with this. Liberator comes on in, sets up. Currently, all the units for Spirit are in the air, whether they be the Liberator or the lifted tank and Cyclone, but
Oh.
Spirit's okay with this trade because Harstem's production has really been hampered. The new Cyber Core is done, so he can warp in more Stalkers. The tank does decently against what Harstem has, though, and it's going to siege up. Hopefully get a shot off so he can initiate an engagement.
Yeah. Decent hold here from Harstem thus
Oh, man.
far.
Oracle.
How many kills does this Oracle have?
Spirit's like, if only I'd know. Okay, no SCVs are here with this army to repair, which is a bit unfortunate. Spirit, though, continuing this push. Keep in mind, there is no blink. The Phoenix are the only counterplay to these tanks, to these Cyclones, to the Liberator, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Liberator. Sieging up. We're going to take a pylon death. No big deal. Doesn't depower anything, but...
The Robo.
I don't think he can save it. I think he'd really like to. Oh, hold on. Vision, though. There you go. Liberator providing vision and Circle of Doom. Phoenix picking off reinforcing tanks.
Battery overcharge. Gonna try and save it with another battery finishing. I think this Robo will live to complete its first Immortal. That is so darn big.
Yeah, that's a clutch play.
That is massive. Is there another Liberator coming in, or did it potentially go down? No, there just wasn't one made to help out with this for Spirit. He will get the Robo in the end. He does
one
keep the
Robo. Shield battery going to get sniped here. Very cautious. Both players not wanting to overextend either in defense or offense here. But
Harstem is ready to take this on. The Spirit hasn't been reinforcing that much, so the lifts on the tanks remove a lot of the damage. The Cyclones get lifted too. The Liberator taken out. And this is a nice cleanup for Harstem.
Yeah, there you go. Everything dies. Army value. Harstem's got a bigger one. Not by a huge amount, though. Spirit on the other side's got his 50 workers. Phoenix are cruising in. What does he have to deal with? Phoenix is the problem. He's a tank and a handful of Marines in the main base, but the natural base is pretty open to Phoenix harass. Marines, have to come down here and try to save the day. There we go. SCV down, SCV down. The Marines do reposition to save the day, but that was brutal for a second.
Yeah, Spirit can't afford to lose a few SCVs, as he is quite well saturated on the 2 bases. When he gets out his 3rd, he'll want to improve that worker count. But for now, I think he's in a decent spot. His racks are finishing up. He can start stim, start combat shield. And there it is, 3rd base floating on over. 4th and 5th racks going to be finishing momentarily as well, so that Terran production will be looking real nice. And Harstem, a little bit bottlenecked without that 3rd mining.
Well, Phoenix harassing a flying building. It's like, you'll get there eventually, guys. Absolutely. All right, Robotics Bay finishes warping in, and I'm going to feel Disruptor. Nope, immediately a Colossus gets fired up. Great timing there from Harstem.
Yeah, wanting that Phoenix Colossus. I do really like how Spirit is leaning into the Viking production already. That is really nice to counter the Phoenix and the Colossus.
Super nice. Good answer for all of it.
I wouldn't even mind a 2nd Starport from Spirit at this point. Yeah, I think if Spirit saw that it was just Colossus and the Phoenix count, he would potentially add on a 2nd Starport. Instead, he's leaning in heavily into the Marauders. That's not bad at all either.
No.
They work wonders against Colossus.
All right. Viking count 5-6. Looking good. Zealot sees exactly what's going on here. Harstem, Phoenix flying into the natural base, picking off some reinforcements.
Yeah, Marauders are not cheap, and he's picking them off. Spirit is moving out onto the map. He's got the Vikings, and keep in mind, the Phoenix are out of position, so they cannot help deal with these yet. Harstem really scared, dropping a force field already. The Oracle is moving out. Gonna reveal this army before it dies.
Woof! Viking count hefty. Getting some work. Phoenix coming back in to try to help deal with this.
Yeah, the tanks are sieging on up, though. Spirit uses a stim. Keep in mind, there is no Medivacs to heal up this bio. However, one of the Colossus goes down. The Vikings are targeting down the other, so that perishes. It looks like there's quite a bit left for Spirit on the ground and in the skies with these Vikings. Harstem warps in some Zealots. Charge is not done yet, however, so it's a surprisingly close fight, but the tanks remain, and Spirit is able to take it.
Dude, 3rd game in a row. He went down 2-0 and then won the next 3 games. What a run from him.
Yeah, has Spirit cracked the Harstem puzzle?
Maybe he has. I'm going to check the Oligulac rankings real quick. I want to see where these guys are.
I feel like Spirit's probably a little bit above Harstem.
You think so?
Yeah, just because he has, I think, better results in the weeklies and in EPT.
Hmm. That makes sense. Once again, Eligulac will not load on my PC, but it loads on my phone.
That's so weird. It is
Doesn't
just
make any sense.
It is just a little slow at times.
Yeah, I mean, it just straight up errors out on my PC. Like, it can't find the website. Like, it doesn't exist. Anyway. We're just waiting on a quick map pick here.
I mean, we've definitely talked about the Eligulac thing before. Do you use data
Yeah.
on your phone, or
I'm on the
Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi. It's the same ISP
That's
for
so
both.
bizarre then.
I know. I have no idea what's going on. So Harstem's number 36 currently on Eligulac, and Spirit's 23. So you're right. Bam, let's go. Yeah, it's always crazy in a best of series of one player is just cruising, feeling free, feeling easy, and then suddenly, bam, it flips.
Yeah, it's awesome that Spirit. Like, I was worried about Spirit just losing his mentality and crumpling.
Yeah. Try Firefox, Saki. Good call.
Ah, Firefox.
Firefox is good. So yeah, Chrome just complains.
Oh, it loads fine on Firefox?
Sure does. Like
Huh.
Chrome's just like.
It seems like the kind of thing that the developer should know about. Is that site?
All right, ready to go.
Okay, here we are. In the bottom left, it is Harstem on the ropes.
And in the top right, it is Spirit.
Thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in today. It's been a great event. For our
Yeah,
first one.
a lot of really fun stuff. Wayne's aggression is always really fun.
Yeah, I enjoy the Roach Hydra stuff. It's always fun to watch. Welcome, Bovine Slime. With us getting further in this series, it means we get to some more of the unusual maps. As a result, we do get to see the odd gold-based dynasty. Dynasty?
Yeah.
Dynasty.
I think the British pronunciation is dynasty, but I think in North America it's dynasty. Thanks, no use for clicking the claim code button in Maturino. Appreciate it. Again, available. We got a lot of available button clicks out there, so head on over, throw some free money at these players, let them know you appreciate them playing in the Starcraft Global on SOOP. Is he doing? Yeah, Command Center. I don't know, man. This is definitely a weird map,
It is.
but it's not as weird as Post Youth. Nobody likes that map, apparently.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with that.
Yeah, neither player are expanding to their back base, which is easily harassable from the other side of those minerals by anybody.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because they're both like, is my opponent gonna expand to the back?
Add on.
And I
Right,
need to
that's
be
a-
ready to harass that? Or,
Yeah, it's a massive question on this map.
yeah, I'd have loved to see Spirit go for a 3-Rex here. He's electing to go for a 1-1-1 though. Harstem's got a neat wall as well, but the mineral presence on this ramp allows Protoss to fully wall it, but then also mine it out later without killing a building. So that's actually really cool map design.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff on this one.
Spirit forgoing the bunker as he is going to get aggressive momentarily. Liz with Marine production with the Cyclone out and the Medivac going to be joining up. This is the ragtag force Terran likes to bully Protoss. Harstem's answer to that is going to be Blink, 60 seconds out, minus the Chrono Boost. Robo Bay as well. Currently just 2 gateways. We'll see if there's going to be a third or whether it'll be more gates.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a strategy that where blink openings are bad against Terran. I'm just not sure if there is one.
I honestly think it's just the best opening.
Yep. Maybe if it was like some mass Marauder stim timing.
Even then, though, it's better than the alternative, which is Stargate.
Yeah.
Spirit tries to grab...
He gets it.
Yeah, he actually delays the blink, but he still loses the Medivac.
Oh, look how close Blink is. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's frustrating.
It's not going to amount to much, though. So, in the end, that was a Medivac and 6 Marines? 7 Marines. Now the Widowmine for nothing. A single pylon. If he had been able to save the Medivac once again, I'd be like, okay, maybe that was worth it, but absolutely not. Spirit's Wall does seem to be the new meta, at least in his TVPs, though.
He's developing a new meta for the Starcraft scene.
Banshee pops out, Siege Tank out as well, and the tank behind that fancy wall does actually seem to be a great strategy to defend against this.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I like it. Look at everybody swapping their add-ons. This is cute. Everybody moves.
If
Nobody's in the position they were. That's freaking
If that was
musical
me, it
chairs.
would take me like a minute to switch all of this, because I'd lift them all up, I'd put the factory down on the wrong add-on, and then I'd be like, oh man.
They'd all still be lifted right now.
Yeah.
All right, extended thermal lance kicking in from Harstem. Charge getting fired up too. Harstem 3 base in it, throwing on more gateways.
This
Cloak
is
Banshees
nice.
finding some free stuff. You thought your shield battery would protect you. Wahahaha.
The Banshees will get cleaned up eventually, however, not before getting 14 kills and then making it to the main base where they can grab potentially a couple more. Spirit even gets them and then parks them in the corner to be a nuisance.
Dead air spaceman, so annoying.
That is such good damage by Spirit. Well done to the Terran player. After an unsuccessful initial bit of harassment, he got a lot of damage done. I know sometimes we talk about how damage done sort of in the later part of the early game or the mid game like isn't as effective, but when it's that many worker kills, that was great.
Absolutely. Good stuff here from Spirit. Blink Stalkers, like, I can't fight this.
Yeah, even
Way
microing
too
the
much.
Marauder.
Yeah, beautiful stuff here from Spirit. Extended Thermal Lance kicks in. I feel like it's been very few engagements today where Harstem's had that upgrade available during the fight. So he's happy about
Yeah.
that.
The Colossus really haven't done that well for the Protoss today.
Well, he's rarely had 3, and I don't think he's ever had 3 and extended thermal lance.
Oh,
Hey, look, 2 again.
Making use of good tank positioning forces Harstem into a quick fight. He targets down nothing in particular, actually.
That went really poorly for Spirit. Wow. Okay.
Saves a few
that was
of those
bad.
units, but
Tanks died immediately, and none of the Colossus down.
yeah, like he microed some of the bio, and I was like, oh, he's gonna target down the sentries or something, and then there was nothing targeted down. Good recall, gonna secure a kill on this Medivac. That is massive. -10 supply for Spirit, who immediately loads up for another drop and says, don't stop dropping. This is gonna allow Harstem to move out onto the map, though, as Spirit has lost so much supply. He immediately lifts off his third. He's like, I know what's going on here, and I am not about to let you just kill me. These Medivacs are moving on in almost a little bit sooner than Harstem could expect. He's like, another drop? Seriously? Spirit gonna grab the cybernetic score. That is nice. However, now he's got to defend his natural. One Widowmine goes down. The turret will help out. And there is the ghost in with this. EMP hits a couple of the stalkers. Bio is getting pulled, and there isn't that much of a buffer for Harstem. Marauders are now trying to target down the Colossus, but great Prism Micro, allowing Harstem to take a much better trade. Widowmine kills off some friendly SCVs, but it's mainly the massive Colossus slice doing the damage.
Colossus fighting hard here. No, all right. There we go. 3 Colossus, man. Nope, 2 Colossus and a Warp Prism. Tricked me. They 3-card Montied me on that one. 29 SCVs in total wiped out. Harstem up big time in economy. But Colossus dead. Warp Prism only has room for 1 guy in that ship. 4th Nexus down. Not a huge problem for Harstem. He can afford to lose that, but he'd prefer not to. Just kidding. He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, the Medivac's helping Spirit keep these Marauders alive. That micro with the Colossus is so darn good for Harstem. Forces Spirit to lift off. Fortunately for Spirit, there isn't many Stalkers to be the anti-air. Spirit, however, took a lot of damage to his economy. The only thing that's really keeping him in this game right now, I'll say, is the fact that he has the gold base, which is giving him an artificially high mineral income. Harstem sees that the third is lifted off. He's probably going to put 2 and 2 together. Colossus on the backside of those mineral lines could get some huge SCV kills. Spirit's lifting off for drops, flies right by the Observer. That is not good. SCVs need to run from the third. The Colossus is chasing them. War of the Worlds all over again.
Yeah, I gotta see how many kills that Colossus has if it ever exits the Warp Prism for more than 2 seconds. 27! Yo! Alright. New 4th base. Dead as the old 4th base. Cancelled or killed? Killed? Alright, I guess. Harstem doesn't have a ton of money.
Yeah, that is going to give Spirit some more time in this game. The walls were closing in a little bit, however, knocking Harstem down to 3 bases is going to give him a bit more time to build up an army, potentially get out all the Vikings and ghosts he needs for a big fight. A scan sees a fraction of that Protoss army.
Ghost reporting.
Spirit wants to get off another big drop. The Observer is looking, it just barely clips this.
The question is, did Harstem see it?
Yeah, I think he
fallen
did.
back.
There's the recall into the main. He wants to be able to grab this army. There's a random Widowmine gonna see this. Spirit, however, evacuates.
Yeah.
Widowmine
Widowmine,
dropped.
4 probes down, better than 2, better than nothing.
Oh, it hasn't gone off yet.
Dude, there's a possible.
Oh, okay.
Oh, takes down a stalker though.
Yeah.
That's worth.
Widowmines are always cost efficient when they hit stalkers. We see Harstem with a high Archon count. However, there is ghosts. Big EMPs go off. That hero Colossus gets saved once more by Harstem. However, the Archons do not, as they get EMP'd into oblivion. Spirit trying to target down that pesky Prism that's been his bane this game. He's got bio, he's charging forward. The Colossus are still alive, but now they are gone. GG.
What was that? Spirit wins it 4-2. 4 games in a row. Final game. He's down half the worker count of Harstem.
Yeah. Beast
manages
mode
to
Spirit.
Yeah, that's what it was. Absolutely, that's what it was. Yeah, I'm looking at the army value graph. I mean, that's what's really keeping him alive there, obviously. Incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, what a comeback. You think somebody goes up 2-0 in a best of 7, and you're like, okay. Well, obviously, they're, got a good chance to win this thing. But then 4 games in a row to clear this thing out. And Spirit takes the inaugural Starcraft Global #1 here on SOOP. Beautiful stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that was awesome. Really. Harstem looked darn good, but Spirit, he prevented himself from being killed quite a bit. Like in that previous game, we saw Spirit lift off his third, floated it over to the gold, so the map really helped him there, and then just denying the third, that prevented Harstem from really exploding and potentially focusing on killing Spirit. And well done by the Terran player.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Terran gets more win. Protoss fans unhappy about this. Harstem fans unhappy about it too.
Uh-huh. But I think Harstem won one of the previous Afrika Worlds he was in, so.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have these guys back in another one of these cups. We'll be back with SOOP Starcraft Global probably in 2 weeks. You can get updated on that by checking out Falcon Paladin and I's Twitter or X or YouTube. And yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. GG again, Spirit. Thanks everyone for hanging out on the inaugural situation. Thanks for calling out the claim codes. Thanks Bovine for doing a match or no claim code button, and we'll catch you in a couple weeks. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.